Welcome back.
That now you can't be naked off camera. That is a high tier patron reward. Is Sam nudity?
Well,
Inappropriate.
Yeah, inappropriate. Yeah. So welcome back. We are the Uncommon Trust, or a lot of us. Sam, unfortunately, is not with us today. They are doing something else good
Yes.
with their time. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about it at all. All right, so let's see. It has been 5 weeks of real life time since we last got together. So for the benefit of our players and myself too, I guess, I'm going to recap a little bit
And for you at home.
And for you at home.
We think about you sometimes.
It's true. It's only been a week for them though. It might be fresher on the dome.
That's true. That's true. So you are the experts, dear audience, of what happened last time.
Can you email us and tell us what happened?
Yeah. So this campaign, this little short mini campaign, Children of Ringweb, is a continuation of the story that we did in Ringweb, which is set in the Ninth World in the Numenera setting by Monty Cook Games. In the first series, a group of young adventurers found out a lot of disturbing truths about the nature of the sort of isolated pocket of reality that their civilization had evolved in. And at the end of it, they left it with the goal to somehow find a home for all of their people and their culture, since that place was threatened by the void, by this hunger, this force that seemed to be overwhelming it. In between the time of our group leaving the Ringweb and getting to where they are now, the village of Elomir, on the actual surface of the Ninth World itself, they ran into a horde of abhuman monsters, which they later learned to be the Marger.
The
goats? The goat people, yeah.
The goat people?
Argon and the Guardian
It was a bad day.
had to use their recall ciphers to return to whence they had come, leaving the remaining characters, Naxos Stemwinder, Nico, and Prolethea, to basically stumble with an injured Prolethea to the village of Elomir, where they tried to tell people and warn them about this oncoming threat. And they met some interesting new characters, including Sam's character Fallon, who's the sort of local town greeter. And they're like an engineer, a wright by trade, someone who makes things with the Numenera.
They were amazing. They were like straight out of Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. You met some other interesting folks like, Dora Redmire, who is one of the Elomir's leaders, and she is also the mentor, basically, to Fallon, who is an apprentice with Dora. You also met Gerner Fron, an old man who keeps watch over the Trilling Shard, which is this sort of sculpture that's much older than the village itself, but some say that the village kind of sprang up around it, and it's this sort of weird magical obelisk type thing that lets out noises at unusual times. Let's see. You met some of the folks of Elomir, including the Trilling Scholars, a sort of casual club of people. You met Nieten, who's a young warrior with a glass steel sword, who seems to be someone who's had contact with the Marger before and shares Dora's concern that there might be a threat, a lot of people in the village don't seem to really be cognizant of this impending threat.
Wasn't it Nieten that came with us because we took their skiff to leave in?
Nieten, yeah, you were basically dropped off at the healing house in the care of Staven, where you had left Prolethea to be healed. Staven didn't seem to be a doctor, but had some sort of access to some sort of
But we were cool with that for some reason.
Ancient magical devices that were somehow able to he said he would do what he could to heal Prolethea's wounds sustained. And then while that was going on, y'all went around the town with Fallon and talked to some people. And yeah, you found Nieten and her friend Rugar Darkglow, who's a smith. And you were able to help her repair her windrider, her skiff sort of glider thing. And she said she was going to go to do a couple circuits of the greater area surrounding the village
And I did some sick moves
Yeah.
and earned her respect.
Yeah.
Did. That all happened. Yes.
Yes.
She seems to be a glaive, like you and your brother. So yeah, there was some senpai noticed me moments.
I got noticed. Senpai
Got noticed by
me.
senpai.
I do think in the midst of you mentioning all these people we met, you're overlooking the fact that they all got to meet me.
Oh yes,
The Naxos
Stemwinder.
And this place doesn't make any sense because their yellow is way too long. And their orange is way too short.
Yeah, there was a time of them adjusting from the differences in how time and measurement and all these other things are for the reality that you all come from, and how things are in this still unusual world, but maybe something a little closer to what we as players might recognize.
It's a gigantic tube. Like,
Is that
not.
me?
It's
I'm
not.
blowing up.
We're outside the tube.
I'm
there is
sorry,
no
folks.
outside the tube. And I mean, you can see
We've
the
been
little,
outside the tube.
the little rolling spheres across the top. We've just got to be in a much bigger tube. That's all. That's the only
Maxo's
thing that makes sense.
Stunwinder is so filled with bardic inspiration, he doesn't have room for lessons.
Yeah.
Or new knowledge.
Or common sense. Well, I guess no. Yeah, this is the problem. This is not things that would be common sense to you are not here. But you at least seem to be one of the first points of contact between this potential enemy, and it seems like preparing the people of Elomir to survive being overrun by a horde of these abhuman goatmen is kind of where you're at right now. So we can we can pick up with what you all at the at Staven's House of Healing. In the village of Elomir, and you have just been woken from your slumber. You're still you're on a sort of bed of sorts, not a particularly comfortable one. It looks more like a sort of examination bed.
Sick.
It has some strange glyphs and lights on it, and as the two of you enter the room, you come back to consciousness, and a few sort of manipulators and scanners and other sort of arms retract into this bed, into these sort of ports it has in it, and you see the faces of your companions who you have not seen since that fateful night out in the wilderness. How you're not even sure how long ago, when you were overrun by the goatmen and their torches, and you saw the Guardian and Argon teleport away.
So he's like waking up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lethy,
Hi. What happened?
are you okay?
Yeah, my whole body hurts, kind of is a little sore, but I mean, other than that, I remember we were fighting some goat person thing.
Yeah, they're bad.
Nothing out here makes sense.
It is very different here.
Where are we?
In a giant tube.
No, we're not in a giant tube.
We're
But
in a
it's
giant tube.
We're not in a
Yeah,
giant
I mean,
tube.
it's just like how the Ringweb, but we could see the top, like it's a tube.
We're not
that
in a
is
giant tube.
So big.
I'm so glad that you're awake now, because
Who are you?
I'm Staven. I healed you with my magic.
Okay.
This one has got some really, really weird ideas about how the world works, and I am so happy that there's going to be somebody here, no offense to you, but you're a child, that actually understands reality. Some of the stories that have come out of his mouth are just, I can see
amazing. Yes. I
Well,
know.
you're an artistic type, and I'm sure you've taken a lot of license with them, but I'm interested actually to learn more about where you came from. Were there devices like this there? And he points to the bed that you're sitting on.
A bed? Yeah, they're.
No, this is a
beds.
healing bed. It uses ancient technology and of course my incredible intellect to accomplish its goals.
I don't think anything has to do with intellect for it, but yeah, there's beds there that would heal you and little machines, and
Oh, okay.
we had
Okay.
a bunch of different.
So were there priests of the Aeons there?
I actually don't know that.
I think he's talking about, our the ciphers and stuff.
Oh, you want to know about the ciphers?
I still have my glasses. I never use them. My see in the dark cat's eye monocle.
Oh, do you mind if I take a look?
Do not turn it on. It only works once.
Oh, I mean that's often the way for a lot of these things.
It's I appreciate. Just a second ago, you were like, "Oh, this strange redheaded child doesn't know anything." Yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
It would be
Thank you,
hilarious
thank
if
you.
Turned it on right now.
I'm worried that,
I hope he
maybe
does.
in your travels you might have been somehow affected. There's all sorts of reasons you could
I
have
feel
the
like
sort of
it's very
delusions that you have.
close-minded of you to call somebody affected because their experience is different than yours.
How old are you again?
This is what happens when you spend too much time in yellow.
I feel like I'm younger than you, but I've seen a lot more.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, excuse me then.
Just based
Oh,
on...
by the way, you're welcome for healing your brother.
Did you do it or did the bed?
Let's just
I
calm down.
have to
for a
operate
second.
the bed.
Let's just.
The bed is
let's just all
complicated.
Just calm down for a second. So what's happening right now? Why?
Oh, well, you're in the village of Elamir.
How long have I been asleep for?
Well, you've been here for about a day.
Just a day.
And we traveled for... Was it 2 yellows?
Yes, 2 yellows, but again, they're yellows long.
So
It's
long!
like, yeah.
How long is a yellow?
What did you say? You all use hours?
Hours, days, yeah.
This like so they.
Those are pretty standard.
Their yellow
Even
is
throughout the
almost a
steadfast,
whole-
these measurements
their
are
yellow
used.
is almost a whole short cycle.
Yeah. Look outside! Look out right there! See it? That's all yellow out there. It'll be that way.
And instead of one light beam, they have a light ball, and it goes across the top of the dome. We're in a dome, not a tube, but it goes across the
the
top
dome.
of the dome.
Well, there are actually 2 suns,
No.
but yeah, you're talking about the primary one. So yeah,
That's
you're
an
half right.
acceptable theory
Wait,
that it is a dome
hold
and not
on.
a tube.
Where-
But is
where
not
are
a dome
we?
a tube? That's just like
No.
You said we're in a giant tube.
Dome.
Dome.
or dome could be a dome.
We are in Elamir, which
Just
is
clearly in a dome.
well,
Are we
we're
in
part
a
we're
dome?
part of the nation of Navarine,
Are we in a dome?
and then the Navarine is allied with the other nearby nations, and it forms the Steadfast.
Okay.
Beyond the Steadfast, where there's the beyond,
Yeah, clearly.
which is probably, I'm assuming, where you people are from, since you're very different from the locals around here.
I did notice like a giant pit with like a precipitous drop not too far from here. Is
Oh
that-
yeah,
is
the
that-
sinkhole. Yeah.
Because where we fought the monsters
Uh-huh.
was that away, right? Or is
Yeah,
it
the opposite direction from
Yep.
from the sinkhole and the angry Red River.
away from the hole in the Angry Red River, right? Angry Red. Where we come from, we don't have Angry Red River. What? Wait, what is it? It's a river.
I mean, there's some theories as to why it was red, but it looked real angry, I guess, the people who settled this place. I mean, my family isn't originally from
But
here.
what is it?
We don't.
I think, there are some theories that it's that color because of the microorganisms
No,
in
what's
it.
a river?
Yeah.
Okay, right, you know clouds, right? Oh, shit. Geez, okay. There is this thing called weather.
Wait, is that those
Where-
white things that are near the orb up there?
Yeah. Well, they're not near it. They're actually really far away.
Well, yeah. I mean, I figured it was like engineers or something. Like that's the same thing they do with us. I just thought those were like ships.
No, they're just gatherings of gas, which is water, and sometimes that water falls as rain.
Wait.
And it stop me when any of this is familiar to you.
What
Water.
happened? Wait. What happened to the
And
Guardian?
then the rain
in
flows
Argonne?
down the mountains, and then the mountains go into the valleys and become rivers, and then those eventually lead to the sea.
This is so cool!
No, this guy's saying water comes from the sky and then turns angry. Like what? Huh? It doesn't add up, man.
Maybe they have different
I
gods.
feel like now that you make me describe it, it doesn't sound as typical as I thought.
Then back to my young friend's point, maybe you should not be throwing around the judgments about who sounds crazy.
Oh, this is so amazing.
Argon.
This has
and-
been a real growth opportunity for me, and I want to thank you all for that.
Argon and the Guardian went back home. They used their emergency returners. I don't know. They always tell me what those are called, and I forgot. But the things that let the emergency home. Like I guess I shouldn't.
They
hit
just
it, but,
left us.
well, we were being overrun. It was insanity. Like I don't know how we escaped, quite frankly. And your sister was incredible. She fought so hard to save you, and we ran.
I did save him!
He's here. You did it. You saved us, but you saved all of us. And we ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and came upon this place. And we just wanted somebody to help heal you. And we found Staven. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we're in a large dome.
So
Dome.
we're in a dome with angry
Then
rivers.
where does the orb
that-
go on
with
the
water
sides
from
if
the
it's
sky? That's all fun and all, but what about the people that were attacking us? Why are we here, and where are they?
We keep telling them they're coming this way, but I don't know.
They're coming this way. We're talking about angry rivers and why?
I do feel like we're spending a lot of time talking about It's like the wrong thing, maybe.
To our credit, we tipped them off about the angry goat people.
Where
And
am
I didn't even know
things?
about the angry goat people.
They
Oh, I mean, it's right there.
I have your glaive. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You saved me. So
Okay.
I think
so
let's introduce you to Nyatan.
Yeah.
listen.
So this is a good moment for some out of story stuff.
While you're doing this, I'm
pause.
putting on the things.
Okay.
True.
You notice that your armor, your suit that you had that was used for going into the harsh environment of yesterday looks like it has been damaged. So it is the equivalent of armor 2 now.
Your filter suit doesn't work.
Yeah, your filter skin.
Filter skin.
Is it like just like ripped or something? Or
It's got rips in it, all sorts of
Holes.
things. Yeah, from
put
getting
stickers on
from
it.
getting staboed by goat
Stabbo.
bros.
We got hardcore stabbo.
Yeah, lots of staboed.
lots of.
I mean, it
scabbers.
probably saved your life in many places, but it is quite damaged. So your armor is now basically the equivalent of our armor 2. So the way armor works in this game is when an attack hits you, you subtract that amount from it before you take any damage to any of your pools. So yeah, I mean, armor 2 is still real good. Don't worry.
All right, I was like, screw this armor. I just ripped.
No, you should still wear it.
All right, cool.
But I don't totally remember how many XP people had banked from the previous one and which ciphers you still had. Do you have that written down?
I had 5 XP, not counting whatever XP came from last episode.
Let's give you another 2 from Let's give everybody another 2 from last episode on top of what their totals
Hey.
And of my 2 ciphers, I have my cat's eye monocle, and I used my other one to save their father.
are. The Rejuvenator.
Yes, I had a rejuvenator, which has been used, and
Okay.
and I have a cat's eye monocle.
All right. And then so you've got your glaive, right, which is some sort of powered weapon. It's like a Seeker's Bola weapon, but with an active blade in it, right? Do you have anything else listed on your sheet of stuff you
I
had?
had
I can look for that.
just that. Yeah, I think I used everything. I just have we'll have a ball of yarn, the hammock chair.
Oh yeah, you got that as part of the previous one. That's like that's an oddity, but so it doesn't count towards your cipher total, which is
It was
real
pretty nice.
Came in handy.
It came in handy.
Do you remember how many XP you had?
I think I had the same. I thought I had
You had
5. I
5.
didn't
Okay,
spend it on anything.
so now you now have 7.
7.
And I guess it's the same for you, right? Do you have listed what stuff you have still? What ciphers
I
you
still
still
have my blade,
Yeah, your knife.
which has the vibrating abilities.
Oh yeah, it's got like a weird
vibrates.
like
Nice.
hypersonic or
vibro
something. Vibro blade.
Nice back massage. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
and then I've
I
got
don't
my
wanna fight anymore.
my little beads.
Your communication beads that let you like understand other languages and stuff.
I thought it let me like communicate to one person.
Oh yeah, but you haven't used it yet, right? Yeah, because that's the thing. These things are ciphers, and if it's an artifact, it can be used over and over again. But if it's a cipher, it can only be used.
How do I get my hands on the artifact?
Oh well, you're in the right game for that. You can just dig them up out of the ground.
Sure.
Hot dog!
I thought we had to
Let's
go
just
kill.
go digging.
Or your
Let's
new
just
friend, or your new friend Fallon can help you make one.
I thought we had to go kill a lot of people.
Hey,
It's fine.
you.
Yeah. Let's see. So.
Hey.
Okay,
you.
so let's talk a little bit about advancement, since you now have, you can spend XP in game to do your player intrusions, right? Some of your special abilities and stuff. Oh, thank you. Let me get some of those.
Yeah, of course.
So my breath is delicious.
Curiously strong mint. Yeah,
Curiously
get
strong.
in there.
You can spend them in game to get that kind of stuff, and that's encouraged. You don't need to bank all of them. So it's if you spend some, and it's nice to hold on to some. That's basically what I'm saying.
Intrusions.
Yeah, for your player intrusions. But you can also buy them. You can buy with them in character advancement. So each step costs 4 XP, and you have a choice of different steps. You can either increase your capabilities, where you gain 4 new points to add to your stat pools, and you can spread them however you want into your might, intellect, and speed pools to make those bigger. You can also purchase, there's moving towards perfection is another thing you could purchase for 4 XP. That you, like, I'm already here, baby. With that one, you can add 1 to your might edge, your speed edge, or your intellect edge. Edge is when you use an ability from a pool, like a might ability, speed ability, intellect ability, you can reduce the cost by 1. It's like a discount that you get every time you use it. So, I guess like...
And therefore can use your powers more often.
Yeah, your pools are more like your hard drive, and then the edge is more like your memory, like your RAM, so that you can use more from the pool on demand.
Hell yeah.
Another benefit you could purchase is you could get a skill. You can choose a skill. If it's a skill you already have, you can specialize in it. Specialized training, and you can either train in a skill you don't have, or take a skill you do have to being basically double proficient in it. So it lets you reduce a difficulty by 2,
Okay.
which is very powerful instead of just 1. Other options: you can reduce the cost for wearing armor. You can add 2 to your recovery rolls when you make recovery rolls to gain back stuff to your pools, which you want. The first time you use it, it's as an action. Second time it takes, I think, 10 minutes or something like that. But you have 4 of them you can spend that take different amounts of time, and then they come back eventually. You can select another focus ability. If you're a glaive, you can select a new fighting move, or if you're a nano, you can select a new esotery. If you're a jack, you can select a new trick of the trade. The same is true of like the other things that drive the various classes. But once you can't buy the same tier or the same advancement more than once per tier. And once you've bought 4 of these things, then you advance to a new tier. I'm not sure, but I think that Sam's character had basically purchased their way to level 2. So when they started their new character here in town of Fallon, I think they were already a tier 2 character, which gives you access to a broader range of more powers you can buy as you advance. So if you have 7 points now, you might want to each buy one of those advancements, so that you've got 3 points left over to use in the game, but your character's getting stronger.
So are we second tier right now or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I basically treated everybody as if they were second tier by the end of the first little mini campaign.
You did a lot of heroic things.
And you did. You really earned
heroic.
Yeah, it's so heroic.
it. The other thing too is it's like in this game the
Super
tiers definitely give you more power and access to more abilities, but a lot of the game is really about using what you've got and story stuff. So, it's tier isn't everything. I think you can have as exciting adventures at tier 1 as you can. So don't worry too much if you feel like you're getting left behind. If someone
want to be a god.
want to be a god.
We've been ruined. We're like, what's this like?
Like, just chill.
Or don't.
So yeah. The other thing too is if you don't want to be pressed to go through all of the results right now, I will let you retcon your choice.
Okay.
In between sessions.
Please do.
I like that.
Well, okay.
Because it will stop me sitting here umming and ahhing for the next 5 minutes instead of
I'll still do that, but
I mean, things that are good in general, the increasing capabilities and moving toward perfection, which is, I'm on page 128 of Numenera Discovery right now, if you want to look at those.
I do.
And you at home can follow along.
Yeah, Numenera Discovery, page 128 is got the little character advancement section. Yeah, I mean, you could pick one of those, and that's something where it's going to increase your stats right off the bat.
What now? Sorry.
128.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is actually a good time to give a shout out to Monty Cook Games, who are the makers
Monty
of
Cook!
Numenera. Yes, very, very awesome. I'm going to be running some games for them as a volunteer at Gen Con.
That's exciting.
Like I did last year. It was very fun. I'm going to do it again this year. I think that the adventure they're offering this year is from the new book that just came out, Explorer's Keys: 10 Instant Adventures for Numenera.
Oh, that's really fun.
And I think it's going to be called Flight of the Seraph. I'm not sure, but
I would like to point something out. One of my potential powers, I'm not saying I'm going to take it, but one of my potential powers is called Disincentivize.
that sounds like a very you power.
It is, where you just like compel people just not to do things, but in my mind, I just hear a Dalek saying it, like, Disincentivize! Disincentivize! So, I might have to take it just so every time I use it, I'm like, Disincentivize!
Okay.
The power of Bedave compels you.
Yes. Okay,
Or
sorry.
the power of the Dave makes you find it not that compelling.
Either. I've rolled poorly in my time. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's a success, is when you successfully disincentivize.
That is true. They're like, we don't want to do it now.
What does the Dalek say at a spa?
Exfoliate.
I love
Or
you
you
human
could
beings.
also call them a Spalek.
A Spalek. I love it. Little bubbles coming out of their weird little plunger cannon they have on the front of it.
Exfoliate.
Please never-
Exfoliate.
Please never change. Please never change.
That's like when you go to the Korean spa and
they
the Korean ladies are just mad at you and they just scrub the salt into your body.
I'm sorry for that tangent.
Don't ever. No, please.
No, you're right. I'm not sorry.
Okay. All right. So,
All right.
can we introduce this young man to the other warrior? Because correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Nietan was going to take us to look for the goat people.
Well,
My
she was-
recollection is hazy.
She said she was going to do a quick circuit, a couple circuits of the village, and it would be, and you were all very interested in making sure that your companion was awake
I wouldn't say.
and hail.
He's not just a companion. He's my brother.
Yeah.
So you were very worried about me, Naxos.
Naxos really didn't care.
I helped
You're
carry you back.
super
Okay,
worried.
I got your blood all over my nice stuff. Okay.
Sounds like you're quite worried about my well-being.
I mean, I'm glad
and,
you're alive. You are more useful to me like this than dead. Yes.
Okay.
And thank you for your bravery.
So at that moment, outside the front door, you hear the whoosh of the Wind Rider of Nietan returning on her Wind Rider. And before you can even get to the door or do any of that sort of stuff, you hear her stomp up the stairs, her heavy footfalls, and she throws the door open. She's like, I can see them. I can see their fires. We've got hours at best.
Who are you?
I'm Nietan. You must be Lethe?
Yeah. It's Prolethea.
All right, so you check this this person out, and you can see that she's got
And I like what I see.
she looks like a powerful warrior.
She does.
She's
She
tall,
looks badass.
muscled. She has what looks like a sword made of glass, like on her back.
Seems like a poor choice for a sword, but you know.
They got like my glass.
She's like, it's made of strong glass. It's an ancient weapon. You're a warrior too, I take it?
Yes, I am. I don't fight with glass. That seems silly. But
Respectful, you're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to respond to that because I can see that you have a weapon and all that sort of stuff. And honestly, we don't have time to
How much time do you say we
be
have?
measuring hours at best.
Hours?
Before the Margar overrun this village.
Do we know where they are and how they're coming? Do we have battle tactics? Maybe something that you can work with?
I mean,
A small army, maybe?
no, but I mean, we have you, and you have me, and that there are probably a few other people that you could rally to the defense of. I mean, we can't just depend on people. I think we need to
Can
also.
we have traps? Can we prepare?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I've already talked to Dora, and Dora is equipping Fallon with a kit to be able to try to go and bring up some of the shield generators that we have on the ridge over there.
Generators.
Yeah. It's a bit of an experimental thing that Dora has been working on, but those might be able to repel at least the people coming from the northwest. The river will protect us to the north. I'm most concerned. I think we're going to have to head down. There's a bit of a ridge that y'all came over when you were coming from the east. I think if a few can do a lot of damage, that's where it's going to be. So I think some of us should have to be there.
Do you have any more weapons we can use? Our ship crashed and I lost my weapons.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure Rugar can hook you up with some things. I was actually going to ask you. Normally, my Wind Rider can only take one, but I've had it tuned up a little bit, and I'd like you to come with me. I'd like you to fight with me.
Okay, that's fine.
Which means you are going to have to go
safe are
and.
you gonna keep her?
Well, I mean.
I will keep myself safe.
I know, Nico.
I mean,
But
she'll
just-
be on the Wind Rider with me, so she won't be down in the mix of it. Not if we can help it. You, unfortunately, may have to be, but I'm thinking
That's fine.
that if you run along the ridge and you can intercept any small ones that are going to get through and make sure they don't disturb Fallon's work.
How much material do we have here? What do we have to work with?
I mean, Dora's more expert on some of that stuff than I am.
Do we have anything to dig holes, perhaps? Maybe stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's an idea.
Camouflage, things of that nature.
All right. Yeah, drop by Dora's workshop. And, Fallon is probably already headed out to work on the generators. But if anything you
said
want to...
Dora?
Dora, yeah.
Dora's workshop?
Dora Redmeyer. Yeah, your friends met her earlier, but I'm sorry, we don't have a lot of time to catch you up.
Hey, I'm trying
But yeah, I mean,
None of it makes sense.
I don't have any experience.
Oh,
I'm
don't
usually
die.
more of a sort of solo protector of this town.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there really are necessarily very many other warriors to speak of besides.
Well, now there are.
Yeah, exactly.
How
That's
many
my
people do we
thinking.
have coming? Do you know the size of their force?
Oh, it looked like it could be hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Hey, OOC, I know this town grows over time, so its current incarnation is not quite as robust as that image on our
No,
overlay,
that's
right?
that's actually where you are right now. It's
Right.
a village of about 200 people.
About 200 people. How many of those 200 people are capable of armed combat? That we can put a sword in their hand and put them out to defend their homes?
Nieten says, at best, maybe about 20 or 30 of them.
All right. So,
There are a lot of kids here. There are also a lot of older people who wouldn't really be great
And there's
in a
nothing we
fight.
can do to like maybe evacuate everybody instead of just
I mean,
holding
if you-
out here.
If you think, honestly, this is my first time ever having to defend this place. I'm not even really, I don't know, I'm supposed to be here, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's really on us. I think if we don't do anything, this is probably the last night Elamir will experience.
So we have two sides blocked off. They can't get. Is there?
I mean, I think we're pretty good if you're able to help, with defenses and obstacles and stuff on the to the northwest to the northeast and the east. We're probably all right for at least that part from north through to east. But yeah, I think. Oh, geez, it's hard to say. I mean, I think a lot of it would be. I've seen you're pretty good with people. If you could talk to people in Elamir itself and just try to rally them or convince them, to get those who need to get out, and to those who have the strength to stay. It's not really my strong suit. I mean, I think people respect me here, but I'm not really good with words.
I realize from our earlier meeting you have no one person who's in charge, but Dora is a significant person that people will listen to, correct?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people listen to Dora. A lot of people also listen to Gurner.
What I suggest, let's talk to Dora, let's find out what the shield generator is capable of, and then we can build our plan around that.
Okay. I'll give you. Honestly, I think Nico, we should be out within maybe an hour, 2, definitely before nightfall.
Yeah, if you have like what would be similar to a crossbow?
Okay. Yeah.
I actually have one. I'm like,
Ask Dora. They can outfit you.
Sorry,
Yeah. There's a very
or
simple
crossbow, yeah.
Numenera weapon that's like a disc thrower, like a wrist mounted kind of disc thrower. They might have some of those.
Okay.
It's like a light ranged weapon, basically. Like it would be equivalent. It's like a Numenera crossbow in some ways.
Okay, yeah,
Kind
because
of.
I've got I have a wrist-mounted dart thrower, but it's only
Yeah,
got 12 darts.
It's kind of like that.
So
You wanted something bigger. Okay. Another sort of ranged weapon. All right. Yeah. Talk to Dora.
much as I'd love to throw frisbees.
Yeah. Little teeny tiny frisbees. Pogs. You're launching pogs at people.
did you get one?
Goat
in the eye?
men flying everywhere.
Get one in the
You
eyeball.
found our weakness, pogs.
Pogs in the eyeball. No.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's.
I feel like most people aren't even gonna know what we're talking about.
She's like, so I'll come back and pick you up here at the square.
Okay.
Also, I had another thing. If you're probably going to need greater mobility than what you have on foot.
Yeah.
And I don't have another wind rider, but I think if you go talk to Viel out at the farm, she might be able to give you an Anine to ride.
Okay.
What? That's
what was that?
That's a what?
Oh, geez, you don't have Anines where you're from either.
We'll
They're
find out. We'll see.
It's fine.
they're herd
Is
animals.
it a
They
machine? Is it an animal? Right.
It's an
That's-
animal. It's an animal. It's an animal. It's
At this point, I don't even care. We have hours to plan this. I just want to get this as quickly formulated as fast as we can.
Okay, yeah. Talk to VL out at Bruca's farm, and she can probably hook you up with a steed of some sort.
Can you point me in the direction of Dora? Let's go speak to her. Or Naxos, you said you know where she is?
You know where the workshops are, yeah.
Yes.
There's a Street of Wonders kind of area in Elamir where a lot of the craftspeople are, and Dora's workshop.
Like, actually, could you help me? It really will be for the war effort.
Okay.
I need to make the proper appearance if we're going to get people to listen.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys, come to the workshop.
Okay.
She's going to help me with this. Trust me. And I activate my demeanor of command.
Okay.
So it is like...
She goes, oh, wow, okay. Wow, it's amazing how much that works, even though I know that you're doing something.
Doesn't make it not true.
Yeah.
If you could just fly me over to Dora's shop as slow as feasible so that everyone can see me come off of the skip and enter Dora's shop, that's what we need.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
head out while you guys.
Yes,
We're
no,
gonna
you
go.
come to Dora's
We're
shop,
gonna
do
go.
come. I just need to... She
Yeah,
said it
I
only
normally
has
don't
two
go in
people.
for this
Of
kind of
course.
grandstanding, but
puff your
I
chest,
see
fly
that,
your
you know,
thing.
you've got a thing. So,
Hey.
all right.
The faster we get people to listen, the faster we save them from terrible goat monsters.
All right. So
See you at the shop.
the Wind Rider that she's got, you can see it's kind of like a shape, you know, almost like a sea creature or like just a sort of wing that she stands on the back of, and there are sort of reins, a sort of control harness thing to manipulate it. There is a little space behind her where you can try to stand and look as... You can see that the Wind Rider is struggling a bit with two people on it, but she is able to get you a good 15-20 feet off the ground.
I
And
basically
you're kind
have
of...
one hand on her shoulder and one hand on my hat, just looking like I'm surveying things.
Okay.
Just to get like a higher view while we come over. I want everybody to soak in my demeanor of command. Is all.
Okay. Well, there are people on the streets who are seeing you go by, and you know, you soar over their heads. They're headed towards the shop, but you're going a little faster,
Yes,
but
you little snake girl.
a little faster than walking speed. And you see people looking like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's just Newton again. Oh, look who's that with her? Oh, he's quite dashing. I like that. Look at his hat. Oh, he's got beautiful eyes as well.
We're gonna form an autonomous collective, people. We're gonna save this town.
So yeah, it is. You are.
Town of Monty Python extras.
Well, they didn't vote
save
for me,
us.
right? Yeah, they're like, I didn't vote for you.
Yeah. I didn't vote for no king.
Yeah, you don't vote for a king.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a woman to lob a scimitar at me. Okay.
So yeah, you're proceeding along. After it's a pretty. The village is small, so it is a short procession. But you know, she sets you down outside of in the street outside of Dora Redmire's offices, warehouses. Yeah, and you can already see at this point there have been some kids and stuff who are kind of in the streets who are like running along, chasing behind you. You know, like your Gandalf and Frodo basically, and then yeah, they're. A lot of them are already big Nieten fans, and now they've got a new hero to add to their collector's cards.
When the kids turn around, I just say, do me a favor, bring all your mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles to this spot right now.
Why?
Because we are going to save the world today.
Oh, I don't think my mum will go for that. I tried that last week. You don't need to do better than that, mate.
Like, none of this place makes sense. And I turn around and walk into Dora's shop.
I want to see what he's on about. Well, your mum will still give us a hiding if it's the same as last time. They're like, you can see that there's some discussion over what. Some of them seem to be complying with your request. There are a few surly ones who think they know better.
We established my hat makes its noises all on its own, right? Like, I can't do anything to, like, yeah, it just does things. Okay, right. Otherwise, it's going to lean into the hat, but I can't lean into the hat. Okay.
Maybe you poke it.
What was your goal
Squeeze it.
there?
Pinch its bun.
Just
Helping raise the militia. Get everybody back so I'd have an audience to talk to when I came out.
Yeah, now we have a bunch of kids fighting for us.
So okay, so you wanted to talk to them so they could like fight with us, as opposed to like hiding and saving their children.
Or run and for their lives or whatever they're going to do. But I need to like...
Bless you and your common sense, 10-year-old child.
As long as it's ordered.
You're the
I
Arya Stark of
guarantee
the
you,
story.
The people that go out and fighting are going to have kids that are here in the town also. So there's going to be enough death dealing for everyone. It's
I
fine.
just feel like maybe these. Okay, all right.
I don't want the kids to fight. I
We
want
need
their
as many
parents
people
to
to fight with
fight.
us as possible,
Okay.
Nico.
But I do go towards Dora's shop.
Okay, you see these warehouses are there are sort of loading docks and such for things coming and going. You do see something that looks like what was described as an anine to you. You can look it up. Do a Google image search for anine.
And you can at home too.
You can at home too. Let's find out what
Can
an
you spell
anine
it?
looks like. ANEEN.
Is Nieten accompanying me?
No, she's going off to make other preparations, but she has dropped you off.
I'm for
at,
sure writing that
Okay.
all the way
It's
to
either this
combat.
creature
Yeah.
or this really smiley white girl.
It's kind of like
Volcano dose.
It's got a little bit of a. You know what it reminds me of? In Phantom Menace, there's like that beast of burden that does a poop, and Jar Jar is like poodoo or whatever. Mm-hmm. It looks like one of those. It's a weird alien kind of
like Tyrannosaur bug thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are domestic animals. Yes.
Again, I walk in and I try and make sure that I try and stand somewhere obvious for when they catch up that they'll know I'm there.
Okay.
And
so you see workers working on various. Some of it is just very traditional craft devices. You know, it's like the wagons and wheels and barrels and kind of standard stuff. Some of the things that they're made out of are reclaimed things made of like, you know, plasteel or synthweave or other various reclaimed bits of Numenera or resources that are local. But a lot of it's pretty mundane stuff, you know, that people would use in a village for trading or repairing their houses, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Do I see Dora?
You see Dora with...
I'm just going to search through stuff, by the way.
You're just going to start rummaging through things?
I'm just rummaging through.
Well, I'll also notice that of the people working there, you do not see Fallon.
I'm like, Dora, did Fallon get back to you with word?
Yeah, and apparently I was right.
Yes.
And maybe now people will listen to me if we live through this.
I understand that tremendous burden. Yes. But we are here to help you. I myself and my glorious warrior friends are here to help defend this town. Although we spoke before of bringing more of our family here as refugees, but I guess we have to survive the night first.
Okay, you notice behind Dora is another woman who, I mean, you can tell immediately by looking at her that she is somehow a relation of Dora's. You know, she's very similar in her features and all that. And she says, Mother, I think this might be my chance. My voice can rally the people.
Interesting.
You should do that. Do that.
Yes, perhaps we can rally them together. I am Naxos Stem Wonder, the Naxos Stem Wonder.
Oh, I am Prolet.
That's his name is like that.
I'm honestly, that is the name in the book. I'm working from. By the way, I'm also the town of Elamir is detailed in the Trilling Shard, which was a book that was part of the Numenera 2 Kickstarter. A lot of it was crowdsourced from actual fans submitting writing and art and some of that stuff. So
well, we will try not to burn it to the ground. Today.
Oh, the city, you will not the book.
You will try. Yeah, you will try to keep. You will try to keep goat people from burning it to the ground.
This is, again, all three.
Goat people.
So yeah, you can see Prolet. She seems kind of like she kind of wanted to do this herself. And it's kind of from her body language, you can tell that it seems like maybe you're kind of moving in on her.
I'm like, hey, Prolet, I tell you what. Sell me. You can convince me. You can convince them. I'm ready.
Who are you to challenge me thus?
I'm the person that already fought and survived battle with the goat people and warned you all that they were coming. I've saved one civilization already, and I'll save another one.
You may speak with a honeyed tongue, but there is nothing behind your words. You are a stranger here. I have grown up my whole life. And you can see she's trying to project to the other workers and you can see some of the other workers are like, oh, okay, she's on a thing now. Just pretend you're busy.
Prolet, if you can't deal with challenge, you probably aren't good at speaking to people.
Who are you, child, to challenge one who will one day be one of the great elders of Elamir?
Yes, Prolet is so wise and great. We don't have time for these challenges. We need to actually prepare.
You can see Dora's like, okay, honey, that's great.
She just seems like she's overcompensating. That's all I'm saying.
Don't worry. I will make sure that you have something to do. But right now, Mom has to deal with these people.
You got to believe it before anybody else will. Prolet. Okay. Yes. And we need to ask you how your shield is going to work, Dora, because when we know what can be defended with technology, then we can arrange the rest of our defenses around.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know a ton about it. It was actually Fallon who discovered it, but there was apparently some sort of other sort of structure, some sort of installation here. Some of the stuff that Fallon found on those generators, we think it's some sort of shield. That if they, we haven't really figured it out yet, and the timeline got a lot more compressed, and that's why Fallon ran out there. I told them to wait until I could provide an escort, but they were like, no, we just have to start working on these generators immediately.
So maybe they'll protect the city, or maybe they're going to destroy the city.
I mean, they don't extend all the way around, though, so, I mean, at least up in one corner, I figure, but, I mean, geez, you have to get out there and help them. I mean, if they were attacked, I mean, no disrespect, but Fallon
far
is
is the shield
a
generator?
child. Huh?
How far is the shield generator?
I mean, there are multiple pylons that were supposed to make a sort of fence of sorts, I guess, for the ancients. But, geez, maybe about 20 minutes up that way. You take Scrivener Street and...
The ancients made the pylons?
I mean, we assume.
We're all ancients, actually.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not...
I mean, they had some of the same glyphs and stuff on them that the Shard has in the town square. So maybe some of the same people.
Do you have any way of communicating from like far away? Like where we come from, we don't really get out of easy kind of earshot. Like if we go out, can we like make our voice come to you somehow? Is that a thing?
Okay, yeah, to have some sort of messenger maybe.
Well,
you
at
can
least
send
if we're
her.
gonna be like, okay, now, you know, like that'd be good to like
Okay.
coordinate.
All right. So let's see.
I mean,
So
I
she
can yell
pulls
very
out.
loud.
Okay. She pulls out a pill, a small pill, and she says, "Okay, so this will enable you to send a 10-word message, unlimited range."
Only once.
Yeah, just once.
How many you got?
I've got 2.
Awesome.
Okay, so you take one and you take one.
I'll take one. I was gonna say you take one if you're riding around.
Oh, that's true. I'm up
you
in the
would need
top
one,
tops.
Nico.
Okay. So yeah, don't ingest this until you're ready to send your message.
10 words. Okay. Okay. All right. I like tuck it in the pocket.
So-
All right, so it's the one that says psychic communique there.
Dora.
Actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll a d6 plus 2 to see how many charges it has in it, and you can do the same.
6. So does that mean
Yours-
6 times?
Yours has 6 charges.
Hey, yours
I
has
got
7.
7. Woo!
Okay.
Oh, so it can send 6 times.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Dora, so let's say the shield works.
Mm-hmm.
Where would we have to defend from there?
I mean, if the shield works, they'll probably try to come down the hill because they won't be able to go into the river. So yeah, maybe the road into town and like the bluff about 400, 500 yards to the east of that. So it's pretty much the south and the south and the southeast is the areas that I think will be the
The south and the southeast will be
where
there.
they'll have to come from there. And I mean, and that's where y'all came from. So if you ran into them, that's
I didn't get a good look
guess.
around the village. Is there a wall or any kind of defensive structure?
I mean, there are a little bit left of some other ruined houses from a previous attempt to settle this village that failed. But I mean, they're it's not an uninterrupted fortification. It's just some sort of ruins and stuff. I mean, it would provide a little bit of cover.
Did the settlement fail because of them?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was before any of the anybody who did any sort of record keeping came to this place.
Has anyone tried talking to the goat people? I mean, I remember they were all meh, but I mean...
You mean the people that attacked us for no reason?
That tried
That
to
almost
kill
killed
me?
him?
I'm sure they think they had a reason. I mean, are they completely senseless?
Nieten has fought them and said they just behaved like beasts, that she wasn't able to communicate with them at all. That they were just
I think we only have one
bloodthirsty.
option, and that is to fight them.
I mean,
Okay,
they wear
I'm ready
clothes.
to get weapons.
They wear clothes and they make cake.
I
There
need
must
to
be
know
some intelligence. but
what
okay.
what we have to work with here, Dora. Do we have enough to maybe make defensive structures on our own? Do we have shovels?
I
Do we
mean,
have-
not in the kind of time you're talking about.
Well, we can use the broken down buildings and, and prepare those in a way. Maybe lead people in there. We can set
Well,
bombs.
I mean,
out
I
the traps.
have got this thing, but that Fallon's been working on, but I don't know if
What
it.
is
What is it?
What is it?
It was supposed to be a mining, like a boring machine.
Yes, that would be perfect.
But I mean, so far we've only gotten it to dig ditches about 3 feet deep.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can fire it up, I guess.
Does it have a? Is there like a trailer attached to the back of it that can carry things at all, or is it just a drill?
It's just yeah. I mean, in fact, you probably have to. We don't have the the automotive part of it really working yet. You'll probably have to attach it to the back of an ean and pull it yourself. But it'll dig. It'll dig if you pull it.
That's fine. If I can get one of those in a trailer and maybe like 10 men or really able-bodied people.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta be so sexist.
Because, there's just a majority of men where in the Seeker's Bola, so I'm used to just calling out for men. Why do you always get on my case about this, Nico? It's not the time.
All right.
I will continue to get on your case.
All right.
Are
Are there any 10-year-old little lasses, maybe?
Thankfully, just the one.
Oh, look at that, Nico.
Do you have any way to summon everybody for like a town meeting? Is there like a bell or a chime or a warning alarm you've established that when you hear this, come to the town? Or
I mean, no, not really. I mean,
we don't really have time to rally everybody like door.
yeah. I mean, Gurner. Every night at the same time, the trilling shard makes a noise, and you could set your clock to it. Gurner is always there for that, and sometimes he tells other people to come and observe it with him, and some do, but mostly older folks and stuff.
Where's Staven?
Staven.
Stamos.
Staven is back at his house of healing bed.
I'd like to talk to him.
Well, you have to go back there then.
I would like to do that, but
Okay.
I need a bow and arrow.
You want a ranged weapon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A medium ranged weapon
Ba-ba-ba.
of medium rangedness.
For a medium-ranged person.
At a medium range.
Medium range.
At a
Attacking at
pace.
medium
She's
range.
like, okay, well, I mean,
Sandler.
she can give you an ordinary, like, non-Numenera type weapon that's a ranged weapon.
That's okay. I don't understand Numenera.
Okay.
I'm not good at it.
She also has something that you might be a little bit interested in. It's called an Inferno wall projector.
Okay. All right. I have heard of this. I think we had one of these before.
So flames then, yeah?
Yeah, it creates a wall of extreme heat up to 30
Curious.
feet by 30 feet by 1 foot.
Can I have this
It's-
and a bow and arrow?
Yes.
Okay. I also just want a bow and arrow.
Yeah. All right. You have your
Your ancient barbarism.
you have your Lara Croft Tomb Raider and your flamethrower.
You gonna roll it to see how many charges?
How many? What does it say for the level?
1d6 plus 2.
I'm actually gonna have it be 1d6 minus 2 with a minimum of 1.
Okay, so you can't overdo it.
All right.
Hey.
You've got
I
four.
rolled 6.
You've got 4 charges on that.
Okay, will you throw that back to me, please?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, got it.
Just-
4 charges. 4 charges
Okay.
of death wall.
What is it? Oh, an Inferno wall projector.
Inferno wall projector. It is. Everything
and I
about
have
Numenera
a
is metal.
medium bow and arrow. So.
Yeah, that was just a medium weapon. You can fire it at so you can't fire it at immediate range, but you can fire it at short and long range, and it does 4 points of damage, like a medium weapon does.
Like a medium weapon does.
Also,
Yeah, in Numenera, all light weapons are 2 points of damage, medium are 4, and heavy are 6.
Wanna keep thunder
I don't know.
lightning for
I
Is
don't
this
know.
considered a ranged weapon?
That one is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm trained in medium range weapons.
Excellent.
Just, in case you're wondering why I'm so
Appreciate it.
harping on this.
Yeah.
We gave the child a flamethrower, and you're by far the most qualified of all of us to wield it. Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna be on an aircraft with a flamethrower. So.
And a bow and arrow.
And a bow and arrow. I keep forgetting about the bow and arrow, and I know how important it is to you. Now.
I understand. I fully understand.
how many bows do you have and how many arrows do you have?
Oh, well, see, that's just the thing, is that, like, we've tried training people with the bows and stuff, but not everybody can do it. It's like, it's kind
How
of
many people can do it? How many people can bend back at an arch and just fire it?
You know it's more complicated than that.
I know, but at this point, I'll
To
take
him,
anything.
nothing is complicated. He's good at everything he
Here's
tries.
my suggestion, and this is,
That's not true.
I'm probably
I'm terrible at
triple
fighting
your
other
age, but not a warrior. But let me just say this. How about spears? Like, because
I
people...
mean, they're ranged, they're simple. It's
Yeah, I just have a plan.
I mean, sharpened sticks. I can sharpen a lot of sticks
so
in
this
the
is
next
this is
hour
what
and a half.
I'm trying to do, Dora. There are hundreds of Go people coming to our village or your village
Okay.
of less than 200 people. We need an appropriate way to fight these people without.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I could light them on fire.
but that only works 4 times. So if we're able to make
There's
some
30
sort of
feet
traps,
fire.
I'm just trying to use the things I learned at Seeker's Bowl to help us out here.
I do love Seeker's Bola.
I know, and I was quite proficient at it. Just trust me, Nico. You never trust
In
me.
the world they come from, there is a game that simulates hunting and tracking and all that kind of stuff, and it's called Seeker's Bola.
I'm
so
the best.
it's a callback.
It's true.
It's true. You're the varsity athlete of the group.
The Seeker's
And
Bowl.
we're really good at it together.
We've got
It's
an
true.
we've got
We
an
got, like,
R&B
moves and
singer,
stuff.
a star athlete, and a
10-year-old.
a murder child.
And a
Yeah.
10-year-old with flames.
Sure.
Perfect.
Murder child who now has a flamethrower.
I'm not a murder child. I'm a strong-willed glaive who acts without consequence.
Okay. All right. I'm giving you an XP for that. That is delightful.
Yeah. So
Way to bring it back to your character's phrase.
I need to speak to Gurner because we need to rally who's going to fight, and then we know where we need to defend. Now we need to find out who we've got. Then we can put those two things together and maybe not die.
I would
Okay.
like to speak with Staven because I have an idea.
I
All
just
right, so
need
you
to
can
know
head
if I
back.
get all
You
the
can head back
things.
to the main square, and that you'll be able to talk to Staven there. You'll be able to talk to Gurner there, and then you're trying to get more stuff together for a siege.
I have a
basically,
giant
right?
plan
Okay.
in my head right now.
Okay.
I just need the materials.
All right.
And some people.
All right. So it looks like Dora is going to give you 10 workers. She's going to give you the digger, the borer.
Can I just have full access to your workshops and the material within?
You know what? Fine. Honestly,
Build
yes.
stuff?
Yeah,
I-
technically.
if it'll save
when it
this
comes to
if it'll
trap
save
making,
this
yes.
village, then yes, everything is at your disposal.
All right, perfect. That's fantastic. I'll just go around and grab the 10 people and grab the Neon trailer, and you see me put on the stuff and head out towards the south. Right?
Okay. All right. So you're headed out towards the
Don't
south.
you worry, I got something for you.
Yep.
Wait.
Now, also remember, you are expected to go and try to help.
That's why I'm trying to be quick
Fallon
about it.
in the east.
Haha, I mean.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
got it.
before
It
you
sort of
go,
grunts. Actually, you know what?
It's called
I'm
a
gonna-
Neon.
I want to have you
I
make
named
make me an intellect check.
Wait, before you go,
Oh, yeah.
here, if you're leaving, take the pill.
No, I thought you need that for...
I'm staying here. You're leaving.
You're going with the glass lady.
I know, but you're just leaving, and we're here. So take the pill. I'm with him. It's fine.
She seems insistent.
No,
No, don't take
the
it. Don't
pill.
take it. Not now.
Oh God.
You spit it back out. You can feel when it touched your tongue, like little entrails and stuff, like circuitry, it like started to absorb into your body, and you have to kind of rip it out to keep it from activating.
I realize that is very misleading to say take the pill.
Take
we don't
it
mean take the
with
pill.
you. Don't.
We mean
Yeah, don't.
I want to be clear to our audience that this is the
So
blue
about
pill
this
that you'll be
intelligence
taking.
roll,
There will be
right?
no red pilling in this game. No red pill for you. This is a blue pill.
All right.
I imagine
Actually, you know what? It's a
white.
pink pill because
Oh,
pink is
pink.
prettier.
Yeah,
All right.
most medicine is pink, actually. So,
Yeah, this is your
so intelligence
cyber
roll,
pepto.
you said 6 for this?
No, it's a D20,
Oh, never mind.
and this is going to be before you roll though.
Is that added onto my thing?
Well, here let me explain how the roll works. Here, it's going to be a difficulty 4 challenge, which is normally you have to roll a 12 or higher. But if you don't have any sort of training in animal handling or any of that kind of stuff, do you? Because there are things that can reduce it, that can reduce that difficulty before you roll from a 4 to something a little more manageable. But you may not have any of those things. This is you trying to get this Aneen to behave and do what you want it to do. You can also spend effort if you want. You can spend.
I will spend effort.
Okay, you can get 1 level of effort from spending 4 points from your
Can I get good at
from your intellect pool.
Because that seems like something I should,
Well, it doesn't
should
look
probably
like
do.
you. Doesn't look like you
In the future,
upgraded
you could.
but
In the
he
future, you
didn't-
could.
He didn't upgrade his special abilities when he went to tier 2.
I didn't know we were at tier 2, to be fair.
Because his.
You know what? In this case, I don't think this is something you would necessarily know.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed because there wasn't.
Because there's
any
no animals.
Yeah.
I am so I think this is going to be you need to roll a 12 or higher. But you could reduce it to only having to roll a 9 or higher if you want to spend 4 points from your intellect
Also,
pool.
when we move up in tiers, we just get fighting shit.
Mostly fighting shit is what you can buy. But
And eventually I want to be 17.
we'll get there. We'll get there. If you live.
If I, all right, you said 12 or higher?
So now you only need a 9 or higher if you're going to spend those 4 points if you spend 4 points from your intellect pool, you can reduce
My
you're
intellect's
spending a
slowly
level.
going low. It's going low.
Well, I mean, luckily intellect doesn't take damage as
4 points, you said?
it costs you 4 points.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Hey, 17.
All right. So yeah, that is a great watch. I can keep
Shouldn't
that.
have spent those points.
No, I mean that's fine. I mean that's sometimes the consequences for messing it up are interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to just not die.
Yeah.
Anything special happened? Maybe it does a backflip with me on it.
No, you get minor effects. There are minor and major effects. Actually, no, you rolled a 17. I'll give you a minor effect on that. I'll just basically say that your difficulty for future checks with this Anine in particular is going to be one easier.
Would one say that this would be my
loyal
Anine
creature.
for future endeavors?
You need to, but in order
Would
to
I
get
have
that,
to
I need you to
name
tell me.
this
Yeah,
Anine?
that's what you need to do. You need to tell me what this Anine's name is right now.
Right now?
What's their name?
Yeah, name this noble beast.
Does this Anine have a gender?
If it does, you don't know how to tell what that is.
Is it Janine?
I think I'm just gonna name it Elvis. That's
Elvis.
his name.
Yes, an ancient name.
Yes. Great.
Probably.
Great bard.
All right,
True.
so Elvis the Anine,
He was,
long may they reign.
there was a rumor that Elvis was a proto-Naxos. I know in times long past.
Whenever you leave with your Anine, can you announce that you've left?
Elvis has left the building.
Elvis has left the magnetic hover dome.
I thought it was in the dome.
No, I'm just fucking
I'll
with
never understand reality.
Yeah.
But that's
All right.
also in real life.
Okay, so
all right.
you are off to do your stuff, which we'll get to in a moment.
It's gonna be great.
Let's cut. Oh, you wanted to have a word with Staven? So yeah, make it quick. You're gonna get picked up any minute now by
Staven.
Niten.
You're into the magic of the ancients, right?
Oh yeah.
But like not everybody is here, right?
I know.
Okay, the
so
pillars
boring.
were built by the ancients and they have glyphs on them.
Yeah, I knew that.
So they must do something, right? Like they're not just there, like they'd make a terrible wall if they're just pillars, but they must do something.
Yeah, I mean they're only
protect the town.
about 3 feet high too, so that's a yeah.
So maybe because you're so good with this stuff, you can figure out what they do.
Oh yeah, but I mean I really haven't got time for that sort of research right now.
So you'd rather just like I don't know, hang out and die?
Well, I was gonna see if anybody was injured and needed to use my great skill. I was gonna turn this into like a sort of like hospital of sorts.
That is kind of important. Okay, does anybody else in the town, are they good at like...
I mean, Fallon's very good with that stuff, and I heard they're already out there.
Oh, okay. Where is Fallon?
I mean, based on the descriptions you've heard earlier, they probably headed to the northeast or the east to start working on the first of these sort of pylons in a row.
So they're already working on it.
Yeah.
They're already doing this cool thing. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So, is there anything we can do to help Fallon?
Well, I mean, you remember earlier that Dora had said, well, both Dora and Nieten had said that you should probably go try to protect them at some point, or look for them and try to assist them to provide cover for them for Fallon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not with it.
No,
I
you're not.
did.
But I am reminding Nico of that previous conversation.
Is there anything in town that has the same glyphs as the pylons?
I mean the Trilling Shard
Yeah.
does. Yeah, right outside.
And when are we close to the time that it makes the noise?
I mean, pretty close, yeah. And you can see he fumbles around through some of his devices and pulls out something which has got a series of glyphs in a language you don't recognize blinking on it. And he goes, I think this is 7 water glyphs is... Yeah, okay, yeah, pretty close. Maybe half an hour?
What does that mean?
That's when it should make the sound it makes every night.
Okay. I totally know what you're saying.
Okay, good. I mean, I'm obviously very good at... I'm so articulate. I mean, yeah.
It's true. You really are.
My mom always said I was a communicator, so yeah.
That's very kind of her. I mean, she's so right, you know.
No, she's very dead, but thank you.
Come on, straight out of left field.
Statement's kind of a lot.
Do you have any cool things I can use to fight goats?
No.
Cool.
I mean, and you're not sure if he's being totally truthful with you because you can see his work. There's a lot of weird random stuff in his workshop.
Do you have any armor?
No, that's really more Dora's thing than mine.
Okay, cool. Do you have any
I mean, send any wounded people this way, and.
Do you have any ancient devices that you don't know what they do?
Oh, I mean, maybe, but I mean that stuff. You really don't want to get into that at your age. It's.
I do though. I'm just saying.
I mean, what if they're for like adult stuff? I'm already uncomfortable with this conversation.
That's weird. Okay, I'm leaving now.
Don't mess with my sweet medical stuff.
What are you doing there, Stephen?
I'm healing people. I'm a healer. I'm definitely not making monsters of my own.
No, we're going 100% Jekyll and Hyde is what's happening over here. That's all right. Shine on, you crazy diamond.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. You're gonna have your meetup with Nie-10 pretty soon out in the square. But meanwhile, you're out in the square and you found Gurner, who's this old man.
I still have my aura of authority.
Aura of awesomeness. Yes.
What's my? Sorry, I need to make sure that I'm giving the right phrase for what I'm doing. My demeanor of command. Of command. And I walk up to Gurner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need you to get every able-bodied adult in this town to this square right now.
Oh, if only I had that power, young man.
If you do
They don't listen to old Gurner anymore.
Who do they listen to?
Oh, well, I mean, some of the older folks do listen to me. I mean, I'll do what I can. I'm not trying to push back on you unreasonably here, but I do wish that they would listen to us more. This town has definitely got a leadership problem.
Gurner, look in my eyes.
Uh-huh.
You see me? See how I don't look like anybody around here? How my friends don't look like anybody around here?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care about that. You seem nice.
We've come from a very long distance, and we fought these horrifying monsters once before, and we would rather they not kill you all.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Help me help you, Gurner.
Okay.
Help me
Writing things.
help you.
Oh, I'm on board.
Get everyone.
Naxos was your name, right?
The Naxos Stemwinder. Yes, but that's not important. Believe it or not, for once, that's actually not the most important thing.
Okay.
Just this once.
All right.
Everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a crowd gathered by now? Or is there anybody around?
Now, there are a few people milling around. They're in the square. There are probably about 20, 30 people.
I'm like, do now, please, sir. And then I turn and I yell this. I'm not going to yell for the sake of our actual mics.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of those monster things again? I forgot.
The Marger.
Marger?
M-A-R-G-R.
I raise my voice and with my demeanor of command,
Yes!
an army of Marger is marching on the town by sunset. And if we do not defend ourselves against them, every single person is going to die. I need every able-bodied adult in the square now. Now.
Okay.
Get everybody. Now.
Okay. You see some people are leaving with great hustle. You're not sure if they're leaving because they're scared or if they're, in fact, going to find other people. But you should actually make me an intellect task to see... let's see.
So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize, so what the ability actually does, it does make me seem like I know what's up, but also I can,
now I think normally this would not be a difficulty where I'd make you roll, but I'm gonna do it as a GM intrusion.
Oh.
So you will have to roll,
that, huh?
but you will also get to an XP for yourself and an XP to give to another player.
Excellent. Well,
regardless of the outcome of this.
Mechanically, I gain a free level of effort that can be applied to one persuasion task. That's what the Aura of Command does.
So you get a free level of effort.
Right, and then...
if you're tier 2, you could spend effort on top of that. You could spend 4 points from your intellect pool to lower it even further.
Do I need to declare that before I roll it?
Yeah, you have to declare how much effort you're spending before you roll.
So I already have one free one.
You've got one free level of effort.
I have an intellect edge of 1. That doesn't matter with this, though, right?
That means you buy your first level of effort for only 3 points instead of, or you buy for the level of effort that you are buying that you're not getting for free will only cost you 3 points instead of 4 from that.
And my intellect is 16, if that matters.
That's the pool that you'll be spending the points from.
And I'm skilled on all social interactions.
So that gives you an asset. That gives you an asset and reduces the difficulty by 1.
Okay.
So
I
that
have a free level of effort and 1 level of reduction.
Yo, so you're getting one. It's a total of 3 levels you're reducing.
Already.
2 from effort and then 1 from your training.
All right, I'm gonna do
So
that.
it's going to lower it from what would be a 5 down to a 2. So you only need a 6 or higher. Boom.
Hey.
All right.
I want y'all to know
That
it
is
landed.
higher.
It landed on a 1. It landed on a 1 and then just rolled a 13. It was like, boom.
Says, "I'm not gonna do you like that, Dave."
Right. No, not gonna do me dirty this early in the game.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, you notice that your words have had an effect on these people, even though you are quite foreign. You are also quite fabulous, and you seem
That's
to
true.
you
That's
seem to
true.
know what you're doing and have your shit together. And people want to be part of whatever it is. And in this case, it's continuing to live.
Like living stuff. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you see some people. There are a few folks in the square who had some sort of basic weapons and things like that. And they say, some of them are saying things like, "Yes, okay, where do we need to go? Where are they going to come from?"
I'm a community leader, so the community's rank is +1 for all purposes but damage. So
I will.
I siege the place up a bit just by being around.
That's right. There are rules you can do for like interactions between communities where you just take a whole you treat the community as a character and the threat as a monster, and then you roll as if they attack each other. And you have things that will definitely benefit the community in future games as well as this one, as does Sam's character Fallon. They can build things that will be assets to the communities as
We
well.
just have to like
All right,
live
so
and
I
stuff.
run out into the square from
All
my
right.
useless conversation with Staven.
He's the best. You shut up.
He might be the best, but it was still useless.
You're right.
Back
You're
there
right.
making weird porn or something.
You-
Naxos!
Yes.
You have to sing to the big stone thing.
Really?
I mean, you sing, right? And we're ancients, and this stuff was made by ancients, and it makes noise in some amount of time that's, I think, close to now. You could try singing to it or something, touching it. I don't know.
I reach out and I hold your hand, and I'm like, but you gotta sing it with me. I believe in you.
Never-ending
Okay.
story.
Yeah, sure.
Is that what we're going
Spoilers.
for?
Hashtag spoilers.
Oh, we won't say what that's from.
I'm not gonna sing anything that is gonna get us, audio banned. But yes, I will attempt to sing.
We just have to do it as a parody, right?
Audio-
And it has to be real
audio,
short.
All right. Okay.
It's true.
All right. What parody song will we sing? Okay. I don't know that my singing will be helpful, but I will do it.
I believe in you.
It might be a detraction.
It's, we're rolling with advantage. That means something in another completely different context, but you and I are going to make this happen. No? Good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
So that's a good moment to cut across to what.
No, not now. When it makes the noise.
Oh, I sing back when it sings to me. Oh, I thought I was just like, oh, okay.
You're always ready to go.
I was going to do it. Yeah, I was going to do it. Okay, ready.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So meanwhile, Prolethea, you are on your Anine with this trailer, this borer digger behind it, and you're riding out. It lets out little grunts of pleasure and purpose.
All right.
Because
Oh, I love being an Anine. I'm pulling stuff. I love pulling stuff. My name's Elvis.
I didn't know they spoke.
No, they don't. This is all in your head. All right.
That pill, man. I don't know what she gave you.
It touched me a little bit.
Yeah, you looked a
Lose
little.
my mind. So basically, what I'm doing is.
he's got notes, like a whole plan.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, I have
This is why I gave you this quest.
I have a legit plan for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only going off of the map in my mind, which is that picture right there. You said there was like destroyed buildings that were like once whatever. So I booby trapped all of them. There's false bottoms where they would fall out, and there's spikes underneath.
Okay.
There's V shapes where we're going to be funneling all the goat people towards us.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When he's digging, does he find anything?
No, actually,
these are the questions.
no. The digging it seems to be the soil is relatively good here.
I'm like, good soil.
I mean,
Noted.
yeah. It seems a lot like what was some of the sorts of plants and stuff that grew in the Ringweb, they did have like sort of boxes or little micro environments for them. And they, you sometimes the soil would be that was compost and stuff was made that people would pack onto the web strands. The soil seems a lot like that. It's dark, loamy, quite fertile. There are occasional some of the areas you're digging in, there are little chunks of rock and things like that. But honestly, the digger seems to be, I mean, it seems kind of limited in what it can do, but it's got like a series. It looks almost like a wheel in the center of it, but it's all just scoops. So it looks almost like a millipede or something, just kind of spinning like a wheel.
Nice.
And then it's between these two sort of yokes that are dragging it behind the anine, and
Perfect.
it's digging. It can dig a ditch much quicker than
Dig Dug.
Yeah, dig dug.
Calling me that. So this is my plan. I'm making 3 separate rows near the bluff, right underneath the bluff.
Okay.
So when they come toppling down, the first row is going to be rigged with against spikes. But once they fall down, they're going to hit a pressure plate, and hitting that pressure plate is going to explode. So I use. Does this world have cornflower?
They have some sorts of grains and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome, perfect. We'll go with that. And so I've rigged this with basically homemade explosives to explode.
Okay.
Come down and it will ignite in a huge thing of fire. Preferably, if they're kind of smart, they're probably going to go around this. So I've set up all additional traps to do the same kind of thing. And so basically we're funneling them down into a small kind of single file. Once they go into that, there's one more to ignite and blow up. Once they get past this bluff and into the houses, I've rigged all the houses to have spike traps. There's rubber banding spiking traps so that it would smack them and then it will pull back. I'm going to have some of the workers. I'm going to put,
resetting them and stuff? Okay.
And then me personally, I'm going to have a cloak on and I'm going to be running into different buildings so that they come and follow me. But my goal is to basically get them down enough through this road to where all the buildings have gone off. And then once I get to a safe distance and let's say the majority of the force is into this road, we're going to, again, ignite these buildings and have them topple onto the ground. And so what I'm trying to do is basically make the fight so we're not fighting hundreds at a time instead of fighting tens of 20s at a time. So we can eliminate them in an easier manner.
All right.
There's a lot more that I have in it, but I'm just going to send you notes.
No, okay, that's good. Because what we'll be doing is we'll be cutting back and forth between what the different groups are doing, and then
you said there was the bluff that goes into the village as well, right?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what I'm doing is basically trying to funnel them in 2 separate areas so that they're both getting kind of separated from each other, so that we can effectively.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
So
I guess you're not here. Never mind.
So you're busy trying to rally a fighting force.
So are you going to set that stuff up and have them building that stuff, and then you're going to go up and check on the stuff, and then come back basically when you think the attack is going to happen?
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's what. Oh yeah. I guess I won't be in the attack. Well, I can always.
You
have
could be. You could be.
Else.
Yeah.
I'll sing.
You'll go where you're needed, basically, in the moment, probably, right?
Now that I got knocked out, I've got a fire in me, and I'm just like, I don't want to be knocked out again.
Yeah, not going to do that again. Well, yeah, I mean, you have direct experience. Those of you who were attacked by them on the road coming here, you have more experience with these marker almost than anybody, except maybe Nieten and Dora.
And I was going to ask you about, so what I wanted as well is with those workers to basically be firing flaming arrows. Because I want a line of fire, which I guess Nico can definitely help with that.
Yeah, I'm just sitting over here wondering, why
So
wall of fire.
I'm just
all right. So here's the thing.
I like to be sparing.
I'm gonna have
4 30-foot walls of fire at your disposal.
But how long do they stay on?
As long as fire goes, it's fire.
So I'm gonna have you make an intellect check for this, and there'll be 2 checks. There'll be one check that we do now to determine basically how well these people are executing your orders and how well your plan is working for the terrain and stuff. And then once we're in actual combat and stuff, there may be more tests again to see how individual things work.
We could just go off my combat prowess and say that I'm quite proficient in this.
Well, do you have any sort of leadership type abilities or any sort of skills of any sort that would apply to this role?
Well, I was a leader in Seeker's Bullet. I was a squad leader.
So I'm gonna say that because I think your plan is a good one and it's quite detailed, and you were able to explain it to me. I'm gonna say that I'm going to reduce the difficulty by 1 for that.
Well, I was using like also very basic materials. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is what's the most basic I can work with?
I want to give him from my intrusion. I get to get an experience point.
Oh yeah,
I want to
so
give it to him.
give yourself an additional experience point.
Air
Each of you. Yeah,
And
sorry,
you left me
I
hanging.
should have reminded you about that earlier.
I will
Thank you,
never
Hillary.
forget about the experience points.
Okay, good.
But since it's relevant now,
Yeah.
there you go.
So do you want to spend some effort on this to reduce it further? As it is, you've reduced it down to a difficulty 3 with those 2 things, which is the most it can get reduced by assets. You don't have another specific training for this, but yeah, you could spend up to 2 levels of effort.
I mean, practice with all weapons, please.
No, those are a lot of those things are about you and what you can do individually.
Just want everyone to be as good as me.
So if you were to spend
Now you know my pain. You can all just be less bad.
Yeah,
Those are my orders.
I'm leaning into
be less
Max's-
bad.
so as of now, you need, without spending any effort, you need a 9 or higher.
Okay.
If you were to spend 4 points from your intellect pool, you could bring that down to only needing a 6 or higher.
Oof.
Or you could spend 7 points from your intellect pool, and that would bring it down to you only needing a 3 or higher.
Do we work in negatives?
Question.
How many points do you have left in your intellect pool?
5 is how many points.
Okay, well, so you can't spend. You can only spend 1 level of effort.
You look up the
Now,
latest-
here's the other thing too. You can do a thing called recovery. You have 4 different recoveries you can use. They take longer and longer times.
Yeah.
But you can use those to get points back in a pool. So you can refill those pools.
So I can refill and then spend?
If you want.
That would waste time though.
Well, I mean, you need them to like believe in and follow the plan. So I'd
Like,
say
wait here, I'm gonna take a nap.
No.
No.
You're like,
The first recovery thing is just an action. It's 10
Oh,
seconds.
perfect. Yeah, let me take 10 seconds to calm my mind.
All right.
Yeah.
You get like pace back and
So you
forth
roll-
like WWE promo.
You roll 1d6 and add your tier, which is 2, and that's how many points back, and you can split those among any pools you want. That's a 6, so you have 8 points to fill back up
I'm
into
gonna
your pools.
throw them all into
Intellect?
Intellect.
It's true. Look at the big.
Does that bring your?
lefty.
Now you can't go above your maximum in intellect. What's your normal intellect maximum of the pool?
That's a good question. Great question. Great.
Oh, because
what would-
you were reducing your skill points instead of reducing your pool points.
You are correct.
Because this
Is it just what you spent today?
Yeah.
Which was just 4.
Yeah. I think I have 9 overall then.
That sounds about right
Yeah.
for something that's not your primary
Why can I
pool.
not get in there?
You're just there.
So 9. And then I
So if you so
Yeah, my-
so you spend 4 to bring it back up. You got another 4 to refill into any of your other pools. Are you down any of your other pools? No, right?
No.
9 is probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm yes anding you. I
Okay.
also have 9 in my tertiary thing.
All right. So yeah, so your pool.
I had 9 at the beginning of this.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. You can say you spent the level of effort before you did the recovery, and then you'll be back up to 9,
I like this.
and you'll have the level of effort
I like
applied.
that. I
All right.
like that.
So now you need you spent 1 level of effort, so now you need a 6 or better
On a D20.
on a D20.
May the gods be in my favor.
12.
There you go.
Sick. All right.
All right, so
what
you're
else
pre-
do I
That's
have
like
to
getting
do?
6 twice.
Well, no, you're pretty happy with both your plan and how you've communicated it to these various folks. After they finish, whatchamacallit, after they finish
So wise.
giving you their task, and you say, "Okay, take care of this stuff. I'm gonna go off and try to help Fallon. I'll be back."
Elvis.
They, someone they go, "Ozost, Ozost," is what some of these people say.
Zust?
Yeah, they let out this sort of cheer or sort of acknowledgement of your orders.
I'm like, yes, applesauce.
Ozost. All right.
But they could just be yelling. This is good riddance.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, you're like,
I have no
okay.
idea. I'm just like, yeah.
They're like,
F you.
they're like, yeah,
From their, you don't know the origin of it, of what that phrase means, but to them, from the social context, it seems to be kind of like a cheer or an acknowledgement, like kind of like like yes sir or
You're
like,
good with spikes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you for
there's
the spike
flaming balls
tutorial.
in there, too.
Um,
Yeah, balls of flame.
All right, so let's cut back to what's going on in the square right now. You two are both there.
Is it singing time yet?
It's not singing time, but it's getting real close, and you can see Gerner is kind of pacing with excitement. At this point, too, people are starting to show up in the square. There are probably maybe about 60 people or so at this point.
Do you want to stay with me for this, or do you want to find Fallon? Because if the generators don't work, this is all kind of for naught.
One thing you do notice too is that of the 60 people that have come, it's not just 60 able-bodied people. You know, it's there are children, people of all ages. You know,
Right.
a lot of people are obviously non-combatants of sort, but they have been assembling.
I'm gonna spit that hot fire for him.
I'm not. I don't think I'm supposed to go to Fallon. I'm supposed to go up in the ship with. I forgot her name.
Nieten.
Nieten.
She's set to pick you up in about 10 minutes, which is right after the shard is supposed to trill.
Here for
I'm
Nieten.
getting the hang of these minutes. It's like they divide the passage of time into like a feeling instead of a light, which is weird. But I mean, because that light's moving, doing things. But I think they've broken down how long it takes the light to roll across the dome into minutes. Because that makes sense. If you're just like yellow and the whole day is yellow, I mean, you'd be late for everything.
But I still don't know what an hour is or what half of it would be.
Why are we assembled here? Why have you called us here?
Well, okay.
You got this.
Friends. I'm like,
Who are you?
It's the Naxos Stemwinder.
I don't know who that is.
You're about to.
I like his hat.
Yes. My hat is incredible. Friends, I am Naxos Stemwinder, the Naxos Stemwinder. This is Nico, and also her brother Prolethea
Oh,
is
they must be entertainers from
I was like,
Orthard.
am I there already?
to the
No,
south,
you're not there.
Okay.
preparing the defenses for your town. Hordes!
Defenses? What are you talking about?
We are the ancients reborn, come to protect you from certain death.
Oh, this is a play. This is a play. They're putting on a show. We don't normally get entertainment like this in anime. This is lovely.
I was trying to be helpful.
You're very passionate. Let me
Oh, I haven't seen this one before. This is really good. Have you got any puppets? The last people had puppets.
When she says the last one had puppets, I'm like, you, ma'am, might end up being a puppet for the young Margir when the monsters come and tear your head off and put their hand up it and do like this. Does anything about what we're saying seem like a joke to you people?
Oh,
The
no,
Margir
no.
are coming now.
What are the Margir? I don't know.
The nasty goat people.
I'm gonna throw one of my walls of fire behind us.
I've seen one of them. I saw one of their heads. Nieten brought it back, but 2 summers ago.
Do you really do this?
I do. I really.
What did you do again?
So there's like a clear space behind us. Where are the people gathered? Are they gathered?
They're kind of all around in the
kill
square.
Okay.
And then there's this sort of obelisk statue thing, the
She
trilling
asked
shard
about
in the center.
consequences.
I do. I do.
Sure you do,
So
you do.
basically, I'm looking for like an opening that's like behind me. That's like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I basically want a wall of fire to appear behind us.
Okay.
Okay.
So you aim this space rifle thing. Well, it's
Yes.
an emitter of some sort. Okay.
Well, no.
You want it to be more subtle, is what you're after.
I want to be super subtle. I want it to be like a wall of fire that appears behind him as he's speaking.
All right. So
I get to go
I'm going to
full Tony
say
Stark.
I will say that this is a speed roll.
Okay.
So do you have anything about being subtle or sneaky or any of that kind of stuff? Because that would be an asset.
Is your position in Seeker's Bola like a sneaky
I am
stealthy
trained
thing?
in stealth.
Okay, there you go.
I'm also trained in medium-ranged weapons, and
God.
I am trained in tasks requiring incredible focus.
Okay. I don't know that this requires
And
incredible
I'm good at
focus, but
climbing.
It's true.
You are, as we established in campaign 1. I'm going to say, yeah, I'll reduce the difficulty by 2 steps for that. You can still spend effort if you want to lower it further. Without spending effort, I'm going to say this is a difficulty 4.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of people around, so you have to be pretty sneaky to, you know.
What can I spend?
To aim and flame.
You can spend 4 points from your speed pool. Do you have any speed edge?
I have 1.
Okay, so for 3 points, you can get 1 level of effort, which would reduce.
I'm gonna spend 6 points.
Okay, to get two levels of effort, which is the
Yes.
maximum you can for the. Okay, so
Hang on one of them.
6 points from your speed pool, and then that reduces that down to difficulty 2. So you just need to roll a 6 or better on a d20.
None of these are d20s.
This is a d20.
You took it.
He took it.
I got
There
an
you go.
18.
Okay,
Hey.
so you get
I think we need to spend that.
you get a minor effect from that as well. Let's see. Is there anything specific? I mean, I could just make it super effective. Not only have you not been seen, but like you do the flame in such a way that it is just perfectly backlighting him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like if it could be like a circle around the trill. Is that what it is?
The trilling shard.
The trilling shard, like a circle like behind him, or just some sort of like spectacle of like boom. That would be amazing.
Only a 10-year-old daredevil could conceive of.
Okay, so yeah, this happens, and you've done it. You've managed to communicate with you're sort of with your eyes to him what you're doing. So you don't think that the world's on fire. You know it's coming. That it's dramatic pyrotechnics for you.
I just assumed.
Yeah, and the crowd is clearly They are prepped now. They are all enwrapped, looking at these flames. It must be a powerful nano.
The enemy is upon us. Gather your weapons. Hide your children. Everyone capable of fighting, amass here. Everyone else get to safety. We will divide you amongst our various locations. We have a force in the south. We have perhaps a shield that is going to activate in the north. The river should block us to the northeast. But it's going to take literally everyone to survive this. Hundreds of enemies are arriving imminently.
Okay, so make me another intellect check. The people seem kind of riled up, and it could go either way.
Let's tear this place apart.
They could break bad. You don't know. So this one is actually because of all the setup and stuff you had for it. I'm going to say that this is without spending any effort or you using any of your abilities or anything is a difficulty 3 task.
Okay.
So you whatchamacallit, you have one thing that you're trained in all social interactions, so that reduces it by 1.
Mm-hmm.
That brings you down to only needing a whatchamacallit, a 6 or better.
What is that word? What is that? What is it? 6.
Let's see. I'm trained in persuasion. I'm also trained in social interaction.
He also has a 30-foot fucking wall of flame behind him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay. You're down to a. Yeah, you're good.
Same thing. It almost went to a 20 and then not 20.
So as you finish speaking,
that's actually the opposite thing.
As you finish speaking, and the wall of fire is starting to dissipate a little bit. At that moment, the trilling shard starts letting out this droning noise. It goes like, "Oh, Zost, oh, Zost."
Do we recognize it? Does it like feel similar to anything in our culture?
It seems a little bit like some of the chanting and stuff that you heard, the chants that people would do on the one day of every great cycle when you were lined up with the door.
All right, let's do
So,
this.
yes, give the great door chant.
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at you, Nico, and I'm like, we just start the great door chant.
Okay.
Turn around. Look at what you see.
In your face.
The mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere. Living in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to the never.
No, stop! No, not the whole thing. We'll get sued.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Abruptly ending story.
Abruptly ending story. All right. So yeah, you as both of you are harmonizing with it and all the stuff. You see, Gerner starts harmonizing with it as well. It kind of picks
We're like, Garner, don't make it weird.
No.
Is that what you're putting down? He's loving this. His whole life is stuff about this, documenting stuff this shard does, and he says, like, as he stops droning for a second and goes, "It's never been this loud before. This is great. You've done something. I'm sure it's had some effect." So
does the community start chanting?
Oh yeah. But there are plenty of people in the crowd who are starting to
Do they get a
drone.
+1 to how well they're chanting?
They get a +1 to doing what they are supposed to be doing, which is what you told them to do.
That's true.
Yes.
No, that's true.
So it's going quite well. You can see that the kids are you can see families splitting up. Sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, you take the kids to safety," and she's like, "Okay, I'll go off and fight," and all that sort of stuff. And it seems like the people are kind of miraculously united by your leadership.
After we do the door chant, I want us to try and just harmonize with what it's trying to repeat to it what it's saying.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, cool. We're
Yeah.
gonna close encounters this thing.
I'm gonna try to.
All right. So let's. I'm gonna have you make a an understanding Numenera check. Do you have any?
I'm terrible at Numenera.
Are you?
So
Didn't you buy a thing to offset your hindrance? So you're just neutral with them.
No, I was giving out bonuses that were offsetting other people's hindrances.
Okay.
Because I was like basically constantly throwing out bardic inspiration, so
Yes.
other people were breaking even.
Gotcha.
Well, I don't think you have I have an inability in crafting Numenera, salvaging Numenera, or understanding.
This is understanding Numenera.
And I'm like, whoa.
So the difficulty is already one harder for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this is a difficult. I set the difficulties pretty high here. In general, I should probably try to do more intrusions instead. But
The universe is on my side. I believe in me.
Let's.
Do you have any intrusions or anything?
I do, but not that are going to help with this. I have a friendly NPC. I can know somebody. Perfect suggestion. Somebody else can suggest to me what the answer to give me a useful piece of information or an unexpected gift. Those
You know
are the
what?
things
If
I
you
can
want
do.
if you want the piece of information thing, we can have that be that Gerner, who knows everything about the shard, is kind
there we go.
of coaching you two as you are trying to kind of resonate with it.
I need coaching.
All right, then I will spend one of my experience on Gerner on the intrusion of perfect
Okay.
suggestion. 'Cause that's how that works for my intrusions. Right?
Okay, so you don't have to roll at this point.
I'm asking. I'm not telling. I give
Yeah.
up an experience point, and that's the thing that happens.
It happens. I'm not gonna make you roll. I'm just gonna
Okay.
say that reduces it.
Because I'm like beatboxing and stuff over here. I'm like.
It's all Hans
We're
Zimmer
singing at the
Inception.
glade,
that-
trying to
that actually
rhyme.
would help.
Neither of us understand.
You're doing the trilling rap.
I will love you forever. By the way, yes.
I already love you
down
forever.
there.
You know, if they make a movie of this, the last song will be Naxos rapping over the credits.
To the never-ending story.
Well, no, like Deep Blue Sea, like telling you exactly what happens in the movie or what the movie is, or like Wild Wild West or Men in Black. You
True.
know, like it's one of those type of like over
Also-
the
But
over the
hopefully
credits
much better than
raps.
Wild Wild West.
Also-
Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
Deep
Yeah,
Blue
like
Sea
that,
and
but
Wild
better.
Wild West. I don't know.
Right, why do you hate me? We're supposed to be friends, but cool.
Deep Blue Sea. How can you get a better line than deepest bluest? My hat is like a shark fin. That's
so
art.
many
That is
better ways.
That is poetry. That is poetry.
Also, if you're
That's the
going
movie in a
to
nutshell.
equate us to
It brings out
any
an
Will
emotion in
Smith
me.
film, why would you pick Wild Wild West?
Oh, you want
Kenneth
six
Branagh's in it
degrees of
also.
separation. I see, but it's
know,
not that
that
type of
would be
game.
more
You see the
sad.
Kevin Smith.
This is adventure and fun.
I will spend the experience on
Turn
Werner.
around.
Okay. Werner
You really
Vinge.
trying to get us?
Werner Fromm.
Werner Vaughn.
All right.
Or Werner Vinge. Werner Vinge would talk our ear off. He would be super into this. That dude somewhere plays Numenera. Guaranteed.
Okay. So I feel like a lot of the concepts in it are from a lot of that stuff.
Very, very high concept, super technical science fiction. But it was super technical science fiction from like the 90s, so it didn't age well because that stuff doesn't apply anymore. Which
Yeah.
actually made it harder to understand now rather than easier.
There's a lot of cool stuff with causality and time travel and multiverses and Werner Vinge. Check them out. All right, so y'all are resonating with the Trilling Shard, and at that moment, you see you're gonna have to split off because Nieten is landing with the Wind Rider in the square. You can see people are scrambling to get out of the way. She pulls it up, and the Wind Rider comes down, and she reaches out her hand to you like, "We need to go now."
You got this.
You got this. But he's got the bill.
I have different things. But you got this.
I believe in you.
Because I'm real. Let's go.
All right. So you hop on the Wind Rider with her, and you take off to the south.
I
and
stand like this.
as you fly to the south, and you're starting to loop, you see a group of people working on sort of fortifications and digging ditches and things like that with this thing.
So question, did you ever communicate to me your plan before you just
He did not.
buggered off?
He just did things.
Cool.
Welcome to your brother.
Yeah. So we're gonna cut to you riding on your Anine. You see Prolethea
Oh,
riding.
you got the pill.
I know. Can I chuck it?
No, take it and tell me things. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh
Well,
my god.
If you get into a
think you
situation where
need
you
it.
have to communicate critically, you've got it.
Yeah.
So
I
just-
think that's what I'm trying to say. I was almost, touched in a way that I didn't want to from this pill.
Don't lick
The
the frog.
first time.
But the pill has 7 uses, right?
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yours, I think, has 6.
6.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can use it 7 times and tell me it's fine.
I have 10 words, right?
Yes.
There's so much. Fortifications, stop.
No,
Something
just
like what do you-
Telegram stuff.
10 words. Like,
Let's keep with the action here. You're riding on your Anine. You see the Wind Rider fly overhead in a loop. You're heading up the ridge towards where Fallon's where Fallon's supposed to be. At that moment, you hear the shard trilling, letting out this sound, and you're like, oh, okay, that's where Ozost comes from. And it makes that same sound, like Ozost. It doesn't sound like a voice, but it's the closest thing in your head to it.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that must be where they got it. So yeah, your Anine seems to be Elvis. I'm sorry, I'll call your Anine by their name. Is trotting up the ridge on their sort of padded 3-toed feet.
Perfect.
And you make your way up. This Anine is very very likable, kind of stinky, but
Just like me.
You see.
Get out of here.
You come up over the ridge and you see what looks like one of the pylons that was described to you, and as the sound reaches it from the shard, you can see it starts to glow. And then you look off into the distance, and probably maybe about another half mile down, there's another pylon you can see kind of silhouetted, and you can see a small figure working on that one. And and that one sputters for a few seconds, and then you can see that it's starting to come to life as well. And then you can see the figure, which Fallon was described to you by the other people in the party, and like, oh well, they've got like pink hair in like fun buns, and you weren't sure what fun buns were, but now that you see them, you're like, oh, that's those are what fun buns are.
Fun.
Right.
So they are fun buns.
those are very fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see the figure move on to the next one. They seem to be repairing these things in turn, or somehow activating them so that they're getting energy from the shard itself. Then you see creeping over a ridge from the northeast, further up the mountain, basically, or the sort of plateau of sorts. You see a line of torches and horned heads and shaggy faces. And it seems like there's a war band of maybe 5 or 6 of them that are starting to split off and stream towards Fallon.
I'm not sure, but I think those are the bad guys.
They're using torches in the daytime. They're definitely bad guys.
Well, it's dusk now.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
orange.
Maybe they just can't really see that
Orange
well.
is so short. It's all the yellow and then orange and then all...
Alright,
Yeah.
well, I slap
Yeah.
Elvis's booty.
Okay. Right on their little nubbin.
Yeah, a little nubbin. I pat it real quick. I'm like, let's go, Elvis, let's go.
All right.
It goes,
Elvis starts sauntering off. You can see Elvis is very wary of these creatures and doesn't seem to be trained for war kind of stuff.
We're going to talk about that later, but yes.
A horse that isn't trained for combat
It's not a good horse to be
not a good horse to be on in combat. So you're not entirely confident that you could necessarily fight.
I was already planning jumping off.
All right. So let's do this.
How close are they to Fallon?
To Fallon? It looks like they'd probably reach them in about
Can I get
maybe
to
3
them?
rounds.
Can I get to them before
You could intercept them. You could go on an intercept course.
I'm about it?
And do we see this
Nope.
happening?
You do not. You're on the south side of town, flying with Nia 10.
Speaking of, I'm going to take that pill.
Okay. All right.
As it does whatever it's doing in me.
Yep.
I want to...
It's actually it eared itself to your tongue.
Oh.
Like you got a bump on your tongue.
Then we'll just forget about this part then. I was just doing that for dramatic effect.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I won't fault you for role playing.
All right, well then I want to send a message quickly that Fallon's under attack to both Nico and Naxos.
Okay, so that's 2
And,
messages.
Yes. So
All right, so using
two-
two uses.
left.
And you'll have 5 left.
And are these
what
only
are your
3
10
words?
Yeah, what are your 10 words?
I was
Because
gonna
you
say
have 10.
Fallon's under attack and I'm intercepting. That's where
All
we're
right,
at.
that's good.
You have 4 more words.
It's
Love
fine.
you.
It's fine. Love you. Bye.
That was and then I accidentally sent that
Leffy.
to Naxos. And then
Love Leffy.
Case, stay sweet and cute and...
Exactly. So let's
All
do
right.
that interception.
Okay, so make me a speed check. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to say in this case, I'll let it be a speed check. I'm combining a couple of things. It's you getting Elvis to go where you want.
Poor Elvis.
For Elvis to not be too scared of these martyr.
He's
Can I
all
like
scared.
rub his face
he's a brave
as I
boy.
go?
You're trying to calm them.
I'm just like speaking nice words. You got this, Elvis.
You got this,
Like,
Elvis.
You won't die in the shitter this time. You got this. All right.
All right, so this is difficulty 4 task.
D20.
So it's a speed task.
Oh, to this.
No, it's a D20. It's still
that.
these checks are always D20s. It starts at a 4. I said I'd give you a modification of 1 for your how you and Elvis have bonded so far.
We
Since
have
you got
bonded.
that you did such a good job in your initial coaching of Elvis. You've been good to Elvis. Now Elvis is gonna be good to you.
I love Elvis.
Oh.
All right, so that brings it to a 3. You can spend points from your speed pool. Do you have a speed edge?
I have 1.
Okay, so you could buy 1 level of effort for 3
Where's
points.
X body spray. That's his
3
speed
points?
edge.
For 3 points from your speed pool, you could buy 1 level of effort.
I roll.
Yeah, let's do that.
I roll.
You could buy another level of effort if you wanted for another 2 points.
You know what I am.
I just don't know how often we'll be using the speed in this upcoming battle.
Okay,
A little
that's
worried.
fine. I mean, sometimes when you make like speed defense rolls and stuff to dodge, you don't spend from the pool for them. But
All right, you convinced me.
But here's the other
We'll
thing
do-
too: is when things
2
attack you, they'll take your hit points are for basically your might pool. But then when your might pool runs out, they move on to other pools. So yeah, but
be
yeah,
cautious.
in general, I feel like it's a good idea to spend at least 1 level of effort.
Okay.
You know, so
I'll do that.
So you spend 3 points for your level of effort. That brings it down 2 steps from 4 to a 2. So now you just need a 6 or better on your D20,
Oh no.
and you got a 9. So you're good. So you
no.
you were able to steal Elvis's nerve enough to get you close enough to them. You are going to have to jump the rest of the way.
Jump.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Now,
I was
in the-
already planning on jumping, so this is
Okay.
perfect.
You got this.
In this
Can I get
case,
this?
I'll let you jump onto the lead one without making a roll. But if you want, we can do I can put in a GM intrusion that does have you make a roll. You'll get XP for it, and you get to give it to.
You know I'm all about the intrusion.
All right, let me intrude. Okay.
Just visually.
I'm
wise,
all about
I'm on
them
top
intrusions.
of Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With
Perched.
my glaive like this, and I'm ready to do the things.
To do the
I'm
the
doing
stage
the-
dive.
No, a proper jump is actually you use your feet first. But yeah,
Gotcha.
that's fine. Yeah, whatever. You
I
didn't
gotcha.
go Seeker's Bola. It's okay.
I know,
I'll give
I
you
know.
a pass this time.
Yeah.
It's, casuals, man.
I know. I'm more.
Armchairs seekers.
I'm a jack of all trades who runs Numenera games competently. What's my descriptor? What's my
What's the
focus?
Seeker's Bola version of a quarterback?
Of a quarterback? It's just me.
The
there is
the
no
seeker,
name for it.
the
They just-
seeker.
They just find me. No, yeah. it's
So you're
a seeker.
you're like a Monday seeker.
I'm a Monday seeker.
Not you.
No, that's I
Or an,
said it in
an
a
armchair
weird way.
armchair
Anyway,
seeker.
Let's get to the coolness.
All right. So yeah,
Sorry, I'm really
in this
stoked
case,
about this.
yeah, I'm going to say that Elvis's footing is not as strong as you would like, and you have to make a split-second choice of how to time your jump and angle it so that you don't end up knocking Elvis over from your jump because you're kind of going up an incline as you do it. So in this case, it is going to be. It normally wouldn't have been a roll, but I'm intruding here, so this is going to be a difficulty 3 might.
But that'll be 1
Actually-
XP for you and 1 XP for someone else.
Yeah, who do you want to give an XP to? Because you're gonna get one.
Who's in? Where were you going?
I'm in the south.
You're gonna be flying and fighting.
And then are you just helping right now?
He's just talking to people
Talking?
and singing.
Excuse me.
I wanted to
me.
give it to you.
Don't
Naxos.
diminish Naxos' efforts here.
Naxos is doing
Naxos
so much,
is
but
real
yes,
good at
I'm gonna give it.
talking.
I'm gonna give it to
Yeah.
Nico.
I'm gonna tell you right now, things would be going a lot worse if you hadn't been successful in what you two have been doing so far.
I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna give it to Nico.
Okay.
Turn around.
All right. So you need a you have sort of athletic sort of training and that kind of stuff, right? So that brings it down to a 2. Yeah, so you can spend effort if you want to get it down to a 1.
I have a balancing skill. Just saying.
All right, I'll let you use that. All right. So yeah.
Technically balanced.
All right. So now you just need a 3 or better
All right. Sick.
without spending effort.
A 3 or better?
A 3 or better.
Man, if I don't get it.
Whoa! That's a 1. That is a 1. Okay. So 1 is usually when people roll a 1. If there wasn't an intrusion, there would be 1. But since we're already kind of in an intrusion, I'm not going to make
Double
it
intrude.
I'm not going to double
Although
intrude.
that would be
But
fun.
the intrusions you get from rolling a 1 don't give you XP. So basically, yeah, something bad's going to happen to you now.
Sick.
You fall short of the lead marger.
All right.
And you hit the ground, and you would normally take 4 points of damage, but you're wearing armor, so you only take 2
That goes from my might.
from your might pool. So you lose 2 points from your might pool as you hit the ground. You are also prone.
And the worst thing is you look uncool in front of the goat people.
Yeah, no,
I think I'll
everybody
live.
knows.
So
Okay.
I'm on the ground.
Is that
You're on the ground.
worst thing?
How close is the closest goat?
You are right in the midst of them.
Right in the midst?
Yep.
Cool. That's fantastic, actually.
But actually, here's the thing: we need to do speed checks to see who goes first.
All right.
You or the
let's,
marker.
let's do that.
All right.
How do I do this? Do I just roll this? Then?
Well, actually, they're just going to be they're just a multiple of their level. So you go ahead and you roll. You can use points from your speed pool. You can spend effort if you want to.
I'm probably not going to do that just because I just don't want to die.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm running low on these pools over here.
All right, so go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
You got a 9. Okay, you go first.
Oh, sick.
Wait, hold on a second. They were hindered. You're hindered by 1. I'm going to say you're hindered by 1 because of the
Proneness?
proneness.
It's not always a weakness.
No, okay. You still make it. You still go first, but barely.
Oh.
And you are basically surrounded
All right, perfect.
by.
I have a glaive.
Is this a
Yours-
good time to go
you-
to a commercial break?
Commercial break.
You're surrounded by 5 Marger right now.
How close in proximity?
They're all around you. They're in immediate distance, melee weapon range.
Perfect. Yes.
You should use perfect setup.
Your player intrusion.
I should use perfect setup. What a great idea, me.
It's like you're one. It's weird.
You share a bond as adopted,
We also share a
adopted
lot
siblings.
of skills.
What would
Yeah.
Nico do?
Yeah.
Perfect setup.
Yes.
Murder child, everybody.
Here, read.
Fantastic. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Perfect setup, me.
All right. So let's see. With that, you spend 1 XP of your XP points for using your player intrusion, and basically, I'm going to allow you to attack every one of them.
Oh,
I'm going to let you attack all 5 of them.
fantastic. Okay, so this is what I want to do before I fail dramatically.
Don't say that with that attitude. Of course you'll fail.
So basically, I'm spinning around in the
You
circle,
were
basically. As
pro-Lethia or a noob Lethia?
First off, that doesn't even make sense because I'm obviously pro-Lethia.
Yeah, who's anti-Lethia?
Yeah.
No.
These 5 goat people, for
All right,
one.
so I'm taking my glaive and I'm just kind of spinning upwards, kicking myself up. It's like a kick up.
Yeah,
as I
you're doing
spin
some
it around.
capoeira.
Exactly.
Shit.
As I kick up.
Double blade it. So you'd be like, stab, stab.
Exactly.
That's how you're getting 5. That's how
Yeah.
I'm letting you get 5.
I want to kind of aim for it's going to be basically going up and across each one of their faces. That's what
Okay.
I'm kind of aiming for, like up the body, towards the neck, and then kind of spinning around. So I'm kind of getting all the jugulars and
Okay.
non-guarded
so
spots.
you need to roll your attacks for these.
Yep.
They defend at might their might defense is level 3. So in order to in order to hit them, you need to roll a 9 or better.
All right.
But you can spend effort on individual attacks if you want.
How many altogether are there?
There are 5
There's just 5.
And I'm
Just
letting
a war
you-
party.
in this particular group. The
Man.
part of the
If I
group
really
that
kill all of them, that'd be amazing.
this is basically the group that was the biggest threat to Fallon.
All right.
You're choosing to intercept them.
Perfect. Where would I spend effort from? What
It's
would
from
this be?
might. It's from your might pool.
Let's do it. Let's knock it out.
And
So
you-
I have
you
one
have
edge
you have a
too.
might edge. So your first level of effort only costs 3 points.
And you're making a separate roll attack for each of them.
Yep.
From the D20?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Wait, so that means I need effort for each one?
Well, no,
So it says
you would have to spend effort separately on each roll.
So it says you remain limited by the amount of effort you can apply on one action.
And this counts as one action.
So
The one action hits everybody.
I just find that sentence confusing. But does
it
that
says
mean
it's a
that
single
you
action.
apply?
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I will let, if you spend 2 levels of effort, I will give you the bonus, the 2 steps for all of them.
Well, hot dog. Let's do it.
So that's 3. What do we call it? 2. So it's 4 points that you're spending. Well, hold on. It would normally be 7, but in this case, 5. You're spending 5 points. Yeah, you're spending 5 points from your might pool, and that'll give you make the number that you need for all of them go down to from.
And you took into account
From
his
9,
edge, yeah.
from 3 to 2. So you only need a 3 or better on each of these attacks.
A 3 or better?
Yep. So let's do the first one.
All right. I can't see.
Boom. 1 dead martyr.
Die!
Number 2.
Can't see.
Roll it in here.
Boom. You got a 3. That's what you needed. 2 dead martyr. 10. 3 dead martyr.
18.
Oh, there you go. All right.
And
Shazam!
So you got them all. With expert strikes, you spin around with your both edges of your glaive, with the back of your foot. You just completely obliterate.
All right, I want the ending one, though, to be like me stabbing in it and
All right.
it off. Yeah. Real cool, like, because I fell on my face the first time.
All right.
Do you scream a lot the whole time? You're like, ah!
This.
No, it's like a
No.
grunt. It's like a very, very 16-year-old grunt.
Okay. So there, you notice as you're getting up and you're admiring your handiwork that there is another group of looks like about 15 or so martyr that are flowing out of a channel in the side of this low hill, this mountain, and those ones are now also making a beeline towards Fallon.
How far away is Elvis?
Elvis is probably about 60 feet from you right now.
But is yet to leave the dome.
Do you think Elvis would respond to me at all if I called to him?
You want to whistle to him?
I'm like, yip, yip, Elvis!
All right. Again,
Avatar
that-
form, yip yip.
that's an intellect task.
Does he fly when he says yip yip?
So intellect task normally be difficulty 4. It goes down to 3 because of you and Elvis having your special bond.
Because I want to be like running. 'Cause it's just like Lord of the Rings, Legolas, bam, bam, bam.
You want to
Quick
Legolas
You
up
already know
onto
which-
Elvis.
You already know.
All right. So that brings
So-
it down to you need without spending any effort. You would need
What were you saying?
let's see.
Should I not roll this until
No,
you
you're
speak?
fine. I just had a quick question.
You need a 6 or better.
All right, 6 or better.
You got this.
16. Beautiful.
It's
Okay.
10 better.
10. Ah!
So you loop up onto Elvis's back.
Ah.
Swinging your arm around his stubbly.
And I want to be like, oh, good boy, Elvis. And I give him some berries that I somehow have.
Yes.
I'm like, here, these berries.
Would you have time to do that?
Yeah, I was picking them while I was on the ground.
Yeah. All right. And so yeah, you start. Are you
Elvis is
are you
poisoned.
riding on Elvis towards the next
Yeah,
pack?
we're going for another inception.
Okay.
Are we taking a break, or are we just going straight through?
Do people need to take a break?
We're at the 2-hour mark right now. We're at 2 minutes short of the 2-hour mark. If you would like to take a break, this would be a wonderful opportunity.
Okay. I mean, I was only going to do about 3 total. But yeah, let's take a break right now. Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes.
All right.
10-minute break.
10-minute break.
Now, we have to
Yeah,
summon our
yes.
QueueTimes overlords to come and actually help us take our 10-minute
like how
breaks.
real-
Yeah, I need help.
We ambushed. We didn't say like
I
we're
missed
about
it
to
so
take a
much.
10-minute break. We just started saying.
Yeah, and I'll take this moment to thank everybody
Past
for
10
watching.
seconds,
I know-
Yeah, you,
Hello! We're back from break, and so refreshed. And we're in the middle of trying to save the village of Elamir from a Margar horde flowing over its hills,
Kill the
threatening
goat
its
people.
people.
Death to the goat people.
Maybe if we let the goat people kill all these people, then we bring our people here and there's no competition.
Ooh.
Bang, bang, boom.
This took a turn.
Yeah, that's like a dark
Same.
turn. I'm not saying you can't do that, but
Put potatoes on the table. That's all I'm saying.
We'd still have to kill the goat people.
You're like, what if we become
Yeah,
the
then we
bad
gotta
guys?
kill the goat. Sure. Got it. Okay.
What if we
So
use
most
the-
recently, Prolethea leaped off of Elvis, the Anine, not too gracefully, but managed to bring it back
Yeah, that's true.
from a prone position into killing 5 with one flourishing attack.
Who needs grace when you got skills?
Skills, mad skills.
You were very London there. Mad skills.
I've got mad skills.
We just offended a lot of people. Like
I know.
Like a lot
Yeah.
of people that are.
It's just a geezer killing some goat people.
Yeah.
So you are making your way over to this next force.
Yeah.
This next group of goat people. This one you can see that you do have a higher ground advantage. That they are coming. They're kind of coming through. They're coming out of a sort of chasm in the rock that looks like it leads to a cave opening.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to be slightly above them.
Above the rock?
Yeah, they're basically going through like a little tunnel, and you're like up here on one of the ledges up above.
What's around said entrance of tunnel?
There's just a cave entrance, and then it kind of opens up like to go to the rest of the hill. So they're coming out of a sort of choke point as it is right now. But you haven't got a lot of time to decide what you want to do. You just got to do it.
I gotta do it. Well, what's that? All right, so let's do this. How hard can a Neen smash into something? I mean, Elvis smash into something.
Well, I mean, you've seen Elvis doesn't want to get anywhere and doesn't want to be in combat with these folks.
How much do I weigh? Yeah, there's nothing. I'm just be slapping against the wall. How far away is this from Fallon, and how close is he to being done? Or they're being done. Okay.
Fallon is at this point. Looks like they've finished working on the pylon they were working on, and they're moving on to the next one. They are probably maybe about 1,000, 1,200 feet from you.
And that's quite. No, wait, that's not that far. Okay, so how large is this opening? Is it like?
I mean, when
12
it gets to its widest point, right before it spills out onto the mountainside, maybe about 20 feet across. But in the narrow part of the channel where they are now, and you above them, it's probably only about 8 feet across.
And there's nothing around me. It's just hills.
Yeah, it's just sort of hills and stuff.
Are they alive with the sound of mutants?
Yes. Yes, they are. The hills are alive.
With the sound of goat man.
And I don't.
They all let out those weird human-sounding screams.
Well, it looks like I'm just gonna have to jump in there.
You gonna jump in there and mess them up?
I don't have anything else. I'm probably gonna die.
Give it a shot.
All right.
Can
wanna
you
jump in
use
there?
player intrusions again and just keep doing that?
What, the perfect setup?
Yeah.
Well, how many goat people are there?
There are
Is
probably
that-
about 15 of them.
Yeah, there's
Hop,
no-
hop, 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 hop. Well, actually, they're not that organized. They're like,
And
ah!
you said it's 20 feet across.
Yeah.
Right? That's how big this opening is?
Well,
That's quite large.
once they get to the more open part of it, yeah.
Are they already out?
Nope.
They're inside this tunnel still.
There's a cave opening, and then there are walls on either side, almost like a valley that's cut into it, and then those eventually kind of fall away as it gets to the opening.
How sturdy?
They're in the driveway of this cave.
How sturdy is the surrounding? I guess the cave mouth. How sturdy is that?
I mean, the ledge you're on, it does seem like it's kind of, it's some of it is loose rock and stuff.
Well, this is gonna suck. So, can I get Elvis to just like stomp back up and down? Like, is there any way I can like just pull on the reins and try to just like
try to get it
dislodge this
to make a rock fall in there?
Yeah, it's gonna suck so bad if this works.
Oh, I like
For
it.
me, it's gonna not be real nice to my face.
Well, no, you're up above. If you manage to execute it and then keep your footing, you'll be fine, and they'll all be trapped or killed. All right, so
let's try this.
All right, so this is you're trying to get Elvis to do what you want. It's an intellect task.
And Elvis,
reduced by 1 because of you and the beautiful bond between you and Elvis. Geez, this is normally it would be a quite high difficulty. Even I'm gonna bring it brings it down to 4 with your Elvis love.
Elvis love.
So
Is there anything else I can add to it?
Um.
Can I buy an effort?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can spend effort for sure.
What would that
I'd
come
buy
out?
that for $1.
You can spend up to you can spend up to 5 points. 5 points will get you 2 levels of effort.
From might, I'm guessing?
No, this is from
Intellect?
intellect. Or wait, you don't have an edge in intellect, do you?
I don't have 0.
Okay, it'd be 7 points then to buy 2 levels of effort.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. That means I got 1 left. In
Okay, so
intellect.
now you only need a 6 or higher.
Come on, 6 or higher. Let the magic.
That's
flow.
17. Okay, boom.
Hey,
Perfect. Look
your,
at that.
your alarm went
The
off.
gods
Yeah.
have alerted us.
No, it's
All
fine.
right, so yeah,
Battery.
you get Elvis riled up and you start basically making him rear and
Yeah, up and down, just
and
stomping
then his
hard, yeah,
his little feet are stomping.
stomping it up. I
Or
guess
his
it
big
doesn't
feet
really
are
rear,
stomping.
'cause it's just 2 feet, right?
Yeah. Well, he
Well,
rears
then-
up with his little T-Rex arms.
Yes, I want them T-Rex arms.
They're
up in the air.
that's just drama. He's just doing little air milks while he does stomps with his big back legs.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the rocks and stuff start to fall and slide into this chasm, and you see the Margir, or some of them they just seem to be charging ahead heedlessly, and rocks are falling on them and crushing them, and their torches are being extinguished. Now, and then you to make me a speed check for you and.
Elvis?
You and Elvis to make sure you don't fall in.
You got this,
on,
Elvis. I
on
got
the
you.
rock slide. You've got now. This is a difficulty 4.
All right.
Yeah, difficulty 4 task. You can spend. It's reduced by 1 by Elvis love. So that brings you down to
Elvis love.
3. So you need a 9 or better before you spend any effort.
Let's spend effort.
Okay. So you have an edge in speed, so you could spend 3 points. And that would bring it down to you only needing a whatchamacallit?
6?
A 6.
Perfect. Let's go for that. 18.
Boom. All right. So yeah, with you after the last stamp, you can see that Elvis sort of bicycles a little bit, but you manage to rein them in and steer them off to the side and pad down safely, and you come around to the front of the area.
Have some more magic berries.
That's some more of these random berries I found, which I hope are not bad for you.
Yeah, well,
You didn't know that Anines can't eat wilderberry?
This was a
Poor
Gremlins.
Elvis died of gastroenteritis.
This was a Gremlins prequel the entire time.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't feed him the berries. No, that's where the goat
I feel
people
like
come
that'd
from.
be a
Yeah.
good thing for me. I'm
It
like,
is.
these are
But
my good
good news
people
for
now.
you, you come around the opening, and not only have you managed to crush these Marger, you can see some of them, limbs kind of reaching out from the rock falls. Some of them are trapped in there, injured. But you've filled up the opening so that there are no more coming out of this cave, for sure.
I would like to take a quick lap real quick and just take all the useful weapons and armors from these things.
Oh, that would take real time you don't have. They're wedged in there in the rocks and all that other kind of stuff.
No, like the ones that aren't. Like that are just dead. Like the ones I killed.
No, I mean that's them. They got rocks and stuff piled all on top of
I
them.
thought they were like further ahead of me.
Oh, the ones you
I
killed from back
previously
there?
killed, Yeah.
Okay.
Like just do a real quick, just like whatever I can take as fast as possible, just so that we have a little bit extra.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this. At this point, you see Fallon has made it to the last of the pylons, and you see them working. And then it echoes the droning Ozulst noise that the main shard has made.
Has Fallon been aware of this at all?
I think Fallon has
Oh, you're
noticed.
basically almost dying.
You see them giving you basically the double thumbs up.
I'm like, yeah.
Like,
that's,
and-
Without even looking, they're just like.
They're like double thumbs up, and then they're like,
all right.
like I'm going back to town, basically.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Then
thank
like,
you.
yeah, me too.
So you could go back via the other ones you already killed.
Yeah, I don't wanna take
and-
up more time
And,
than
pick
I
up their
need to.
weapons?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
but you're going to
whatever's-
head back to what you
yeah.
now hope would
Whatever
be...
Elvis can carry realistically without,
Yeah.
being crazy.
Now, as you're riding down the hill, heading back towards what is going to be the front line that you've established, and these choke points where you're going to funnel all these goat people in, you see a bunch of Margir are making it to the point where Fallon just was. God damn it. But you see them running into what looks like an invisible barrier,
Okay.
which flares with blue light and arcs with electricity. And you can see them, howling in confusion and
I'm assuming I'm
turning
also
south
stuck
to
out
follow
here too,
you.
huh?
What's that?
I'm assuming I'm stuck out here too.
You wouldn't be able to cross over across the barrier that way.
Damn,
This is what you wanted to happen. This is
Yeah,
everything is going according to your plan so far.
It's
If only
true.
anyone else had known the plan.
Yeah.
It's true.
If
I
only
assumed
someone
I
was
gonna-
around in some sort of flying ship that
Yeah.
could go over
But you're
a wall.
going super down to the south.
All right,
I don't
so-
know how big this
So you're returning back to the front
Just stay
line.
alive, brother.
You can see the Martyr being
I will
funneled in
find
pursuit.
you.
So you are doing very well on everything
All
that,
right.
that you set out to do.
All
You're,
right,
you're in good
let's-
shape.
Let's see what. the
Let's
other
cut
folks
back
are
to
doing.
meanwhile, flying above the heads. You are taking a spin with the A10, and you're flying out on a reconnaissance loop to see.
While flying out, can I take like 10 seconds to meditate and just recoup some speed pool?
Okay,
Cuckoo.
so you're gonna roll a d6 and add your tier to it. You're using your first recovery.
6!
6 points back to the pools of your choice.
To exactly my max.
Yes. Back in the fight.
All right, let's do
You
this.
feeling loose now?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm all warmed up.
Let's do this quickly because I've got my speed.
That's right.
Speedily.
All right, so as you can see, Nieten takes the Wind Rider almost low enough to where the points of the spears of the you are just barely out of the reach of this horde of abhumans, and they're like
Well,
they're like a
that's
sea of horns and fur and teeth
Right.
and tusks.
That's my question. So what are we seeing? Like, is there also like just a horde of coming from the south as well, or is it this same horde, or what's
You can
the...
see that there are sort of war bands in
Mm-hmm.
groups that are approaching from the south and from the west. That you see another group that is streaming down this mountainside in pursuit of. It's almost like Prolethea is leading them. You know, they're chasing after.
Okay.
But yeah, you can see that they're starting to. Some of them are starting to of the horde that you're over, the main horde. They're starting to fall into these various ditches and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can see that they're, the workers and stuff have fallen back into defensive positions. But it does look like Nieten is like, we need to break them up before they reach that. If there are too many of them in one spot, their bodies will just fill those trenches.
Okay, I just start flinging fire at them then.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So I'm also just trying to visualize. So it's just a massive horde, right?
Yeah, it's scattered in sort of packs, but they don't seem to have any sort of organization. There's no shield walls or any of that kind of stuff. They're just a horde of berserk goat people.
Perfect.
Waving torches and some of their weapons look like farming implements and stuff like that they've just taken from farms they've raided. Pitchforks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that kind of
second I was
stuff.
like, wait,
You're like,
are
are
these
they farmers? Now I feel bad about killing them.
I know. That's where I
No,
was like.
we do not sow, say the Martyr.
Oh.
Yeah.
But only because we're bad at it and it hurts our fingers.
Or
Our
yeah.
hooves.
We have not yet invented.
No,
thimbles.
they have gnarled, monstrous hands.
Okay, I basically want to use my walls, my fire walls, to break them up, but I'm just having trouble visualizing their size, and so the best way to utilize them. But yeah, I basically want to kind of just divide them up and break them up and set some of them on fire. Like I don't want to do a thing where I'm like putting it in front of them. I want to set down walls of fire
In their midst?
In their midst,
You
like
could you could lay one flat actually and get even like most of them.
That's true.
That's true. It's okay. Well, yeah.
So let me know how many charges of the Inferno wall projector do you want to use?
I want to use all 3 of them
Now?
on the horde.
Okay.
But basically, I want to lay them flat.
To just hit as many as possible and
Yeah,
to try to
so
divide
it'll
the
be
group up as much as
30
possible.
foot by 30 foot, like squares of fire.
Yeah.
Just
Excellent.
Very on brand.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I know. I want to burn
I'm
things.
still talky, you're still Bernie, like we just
Yeah.
are what we are.
You know,
I'm laying on the ground.
you're
You haven't fallen into a portal yet.
Yes,
you're still very athletic and
still-
refuse to tell people what you're doing.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. Again,
That is me.
all on brand.
Okay, so let's do the rolls for these separately. I'm gonna say the first because you've never.
I'm trying. Like, I feel like I want to like draw on a map here, like, because I'm still having
That would
so
be
much
awesome.
trouble.
I am going to give you the benefit of saying what you're doing is tactically awesome.
Great.
So, and we can theater the mind it enough. You are getting
It's
max.
so tactically cool because I have been studying Seeker's Bola as well.
Yeah.
Which makes me good at war.
I am here to inform you that you are
be
at max.
surprised.
You are going to be at max DPS.
Cool.
So I'm gonna have you roll. This is your first time using this cipher. I will have you roll for the first one, and that is going to be.
This is my second time using this cipher.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
Okay.
the first time I kicked ass at it.
All right. So you don't. I'm not going to make you roll to lay down this first set of flame.
Okay.
You gonna do
cool.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you use the first charge, and you can see that there's a
I
whole.
also I don't get any penalties for any type of weapon. I'm just saying. I'm just
It's
in
an
case
excellent
you're wondering.
flex.
I'm just
Low key flex though.
Yeah.
do.
Low key.
Burn.
All right, so yeah, you easily get you create a sea of fire as an arc of plasma emits from this device with no recoil. Interestingly enough,
Yeah, I know.
it's almost as if it just does a weird sort of energy transfer thing, and the air on the ground below you becomes superheated, and you just see a sheet of flame burst out. And there's howls and singed fur as these Amargir, some of them, are on fire and they look like they're fighting each other in confusion and that sort of stuff. And you definitely, some of them you can see, in fact, flee from it.
Nice.
You can see that it's had not only a great effect on the actual murdering, but but it's had a big psychological effect as well. Like it seems some of them are turning and starting to break off, and it seems like they don't even want to attack at all. It seems to be there's little to no organization between any of these folks. So you ready to set down your next wall of stuff?
Yes!
Okay. Now, normally I wouldn't make you roll, but in this case there is the heat that's created from you doing the first wall creates a thermal, and you can see it blows up on the Wind Rider, and Nieten is she's able to. Well, actually, you can roll for her.
Okay, and I do want to say I don't want to put them right next to each other. I
Yeah.
want to spread them out. Cool.
But basically, this is a GM intrusion. So you will be able to get an XP for it, and you will get an XP to give to somebody else. But I'm basically going to have you roll, and it's a difficulty 4 to keep your footing and put the next sheet of flame where you would like it.
Okay, so basically it's to keep my footing.
Well, I'm doing one roll for you keeping your footing and getting your shot where you would like it.
Okay. Which I'm just really good at incredible focus.
Okay. Well, no, I'll say it applies in this.
Yeah.
So you're getting -1. Your difficulty is reduced by 1 for your training in ranged weapons and stuff.
What is the difficulty?
It starts at 4.
Okay.
But you're
and
good-
is this going to be a might test?
This is gonna be, I'm gonna make it a might test. Yeah,
Okay.
because even though you're operating something that's kind of like a nano type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. It'll be a might test because a lot of it is you keeping your grip.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to reduce it because I have an edge in might.
Okay. So that brings your difficulty down to 2.
Okay, so I need to make a 6 or more.
So you need a 6 or more.
And does my lack of penalty when using weapons help at all? No.
No, I mean I think I would have made the difficulty higher had you.
Oh, I see.
I'm factoring in your bad acidness.
Okay. I'm also trained in medium ranged.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay, great. Those are 2 separate things, and okay, cool.
You're good at things.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
I don't
All
know
right.
if that matters in this game, but huzzah!
It does. It does. When you roll some of the higher numbers, you can get additional minor effects or a major effect, or you can add a bunch of damage. So in this case, I'm going to say not only were you not disturbed by it's almost like you timed the up, like as the Wind Rider pulled up, you basically flattened yourself down, and you have a perfect shot. So what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on the shot that will be the most strategic for funneling folks towards these defenses, or do you want something that's going to do maximum damage to as many as possible?
maximum damage.
That's again, a Hobson's choice, sir. A Hobson's choice. You're like, you have two options. Maximum extermination.
Yeah.
Also, fear. That's also, I want them to regret their decision to come to this town.
Yeah. To this village. It's not even a town yet.
Village.
It'll be a town after the first time skip. Don't worry.
It's true.
In future episodes, it will become a town because of your efforts and saving it.
Spoilers, Elquin.
Hey, I believe in you. All right, so you're going for just carnage, basically, right? As maximum
I went for scary carnage.
scary carnage. All right.
You're attacking to wound.
So
I want the power of the ancients to funnel through me.
okay. So you you that again this sheet of perfect flame erupts in the very center of the largest mass of the conflagration, and you can see it is annihilated. Probably 100 of them, maybe. Like you took just a ton of them out. There were some that had thicker hides and stuff like that who didn't seem to were still. They're blown down by the blast, but then they're able to get to their feet. You do notice that there is one who is absolutely huge, who has 4 arms.
Bless you, bless you.
Yeah, 4 arms, and one of his horns is broken off, and you can see he's got these what looks like some sort of like Numenera weapon, like it glows. It's like an axe of some sort.
So he's clearly the chief.
He's clearly the chief.
What happens when the square of fire hits him?
She might be.
That's true.
Chieftain.
Yeah.
He said he.
I said he, but yeah.
Might be a totally.
But that was an assumption on my part. You don't know.
Did we check? I don't know. We don't know.
It is hard to tell.
I just assume the GM knows everything.
I can tell you with some authority. They do not.
Hey.
All right, so you can see that this one is bellowing and letting out these sort of war bleats, and some of the other Marger around them are he's basically rallying them.
Okay.
And Nieten pulls the Wind Rider around, and is like, "We got to take him out."
Agree. What happened? Like, was the blanket of fire near him at all? Did it like?
Oh yeah, he was in it.
And he still was just
And he
like.
lived through it because he's a boss.
Oh, what a beast! How close am I, by the way?
You are actually getting closer. You are at this point. You see this happen. You see Nieten and Nico flying by, doing basically like strafing runs, and these sheets of fire erupting in the Margaret. It's very epic. It's very epic.
I want to send
Well,
a
it's-
message and say, "This looks amazing. Good job, Nico."
You're wasting the messages. Stop using them.
I know this.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But I do want to say that.
No, but big ups in your friends is a good use of cipher.
Morale.
I also feel
Yeah,
like
morale.
the first.
Exactly,
I also, like
exactly.
the first message he sent me, I was probably like, this is probably why Nico was so like, burn them, because her brother was like, they're coming after me. Help me, help.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm gonna tell Nieten, bring me closer.
Okay. She says, "I'm going in low and fast. You'll get one shot at this."
I'm gonna pull out my handmade knife
Uh-huh.
that my father gave me a special cipher for.
Oh, that's the one with the disruptor on it, right?
I'm gonna turn it on. And I would also like to point out that I have, if I take down a foe, I can immediately make another attack on the same turn to a new foe
Okay.
within reach, which I don't know if that counts for the last one, but I also have hemorrhage, which I'm going to try to do. It's you make a powerful and precise strike that inflicts additional damage later on your next turn. The target of this attack takes an additional 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And ignores armor.
Okay. It does look like he is wearing some sort of rudimentary armor, so that would be useful.
So
You're gonna stab him somewhere sensitive.
I'm going to throw my knife at him
Oh, okay.
while flying by
Okay.
because
so
I have a bonus on ranged.
Okay. So you're
How
gonna
will you recover your father's knife?
so during the pass are you gonna throw it and then try to attack with another weapon as you go by? You're basically getting 2 attacks in.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So because I've got a bow and I've got my darts. Actually, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to shoot him with my bow and arrow, and then as we get shoot with my, I'm gonna have my knife in my mouth. I'm
Excellent.
gonna shoot with my bow and arrow, grab my knife, and then stab him.
Okay.
Going. That's my goal.
All right. Excellent. All right. So.
Saying, you're making all of us from back home proud.
Yeah, that's right. So go ahead and make your first attack on the Margyr, trying to hit him with the bow shot.
Okay. All right. So what have I got?
That's it's a might. Well, actually, no. This is a ranged weapons use speed, I think. So it's a speed check.
Okay.
His difficulty is he's a difficulty 3, so you need a 9 to hit him normally.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 3.
Okay. So well, hold on. You have training in the weapon, so that reduces it by 1.
Okay.
So then you only need a 6, and if you spend 3 points for a level of effort, that brings it down to 3.
Okay.
So you only need a 3 or better for this bow shot. Oh, that's a 2.
That is a 2.
That is a miss.
Gosh darn it!
Okay. So yeah, and I'm also gonna say,
Way worse than my first roll.
all right.
Statistically speaking, we were due.
Okay. So you're closing in on him at such speed that you basically you're not sure if you were to just throw the knife or try to swipe at him, you are not very likely to hit him with the second one. So here's the thing. I will let you attack the way you described previously, and that keeps you on the Wind Rider. Or if you want to, you can try to jump off and onto him while you're flying by. And that attack would be an easier difficulty, but of course you're on him instead of the Wind Rider at that point.
And you'll be 1v1ing the boss.
I'm gonna 1v1 him and try to stab him in the neck with my vibro knife.
Okay. So yeah, you miss the shot, and then you're zooming past him on the Wind Rider, and do you want to say anything to Niten before you jump off, or?
I'm gonna throw her my Inferno gun.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna hold on to that.
Your call.
Throw everything.
I'm just gonna jump off and say, "Circle back when he's dead."
She goes, okay.
And then I jump off and jump onto him.
All right. So go ahead and make me a normal attack roll for him. This is something that I'll say that you're trained in, basically, to do this sort of stuff. I'm also going to let you reduce it by 1 because of your acts without consequence
I totally do that.
thing. I think this is a situation where you would get it.
Yeah.
So that reduces it by 2. So that brings it from a 3 to a 1. So you really only need a 3. I mean, if you want, you can spend effort and not have to roll.
I'm gonna spend effort and not have to roll.
Yee.
I'm gonna roll
yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
That was a fun roll.
I got a 15.
All right.
I just, just in case there's bonuses.
All right. So you
There's
leap.
not.
You leap off.
Bonuses.
Now. So your attack on him, I'm going to say because of normally it would only do 2 points of damage because it's a light weapon, but in this case you've got.
It's got the vibro thing on it.
Yeah, I'm going to say because of your momentum and badass-ness, it's going to do 4 points of damage. What other stuff does your knife do? That just leaves the dot on him, right? Like leaves the damage over time effect on him.
That's the hemorrhage.
That's
yes.
hemorrhage. Okay.
Yeah, the vibro sword is what was it? It was
ignore armor or something?
I don't remember do you have it?
Let me look. I think it was
from last time.
Yeah, it was a disruptor attachment.
Am I still super far away?
No, you're getting there.
All right.
Sorry, we're going back and forth between. This is all happening in seconds.
If it's taking too long, I'll not use the knife and I'll just punch him in the face.
Hold on.
10-year-old punch.
My 10-year-old punches the same as a medium weapon.
Pinchy.
You're quite strong.
We just went full Battle Angel Alita here.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that just because it's cooler, and I'm gonna save my knife. I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
This is
Okay.
a good time for the knife, though.
No, because I have no need for weapons. So if I punch him in the face, then it's the same thing. It's 4 points of damage, and
Okay.
I want to use hemorrhage. So I want to say that I like basically
Gotcha.
did like a I know the exact point where to hit him
Okay.
sort of thing.
I mean, you could break off his remaining horn,
Yeah, sure.
right? And I'd count that as the hemorrhage. So yeah, you leap onto him. Your knife is still in your teeth, and then with your bare hands, you grab onto his other horn, which is huge. It's probably like this long. He's got to be like 9, 10 feet tall without the horns. He's just an enormous creature. But yeah, he's swinging around and trying to shake you off of him, and you're just crack, just breaking this horn, and you can
Now
see
I
it's
have a
separated.
new weapon.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he and that of course ignores some of the armor that he has. So yeah, he falls to his feet, and you're able to dismount quite cleanly. You can see there are some. He looks like he's getting up, and he's very focused on you. And there are some other Marger coming to his aid, encircling you, and you are riding up at this point. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do? You can see Nico is there. Got in obviously a very, very good shot against this guy, but he's enormous, and his friends are closing a circle in.
Would there be perhaps, like a row that someone maybe dug up and put traps in that could potentially be right behind this giant creature? Maybe, perhaps?
Okay, I like it. Yes. Yes, and?
All right, cool. 'Cause this is what I want to do. So what I want
Yeah,
to
he's
do...
teetering right on the edge of this precipice that was dug by
Oh, wow, I never
the
knew.
borer. Yeah,
That's
thanks for
crazy.
reminding me of that.
So, as I'm getting with Elvis, I know he's quite scared, but I've been giving him these wild berries, and I feel like...
He's full of wild berries,
he's,
yeah.
He's wild right now.
He is wilding out.
He
Like
is
his pupils.
eating on the Yeah.
Poor Elvis.
Yeah.
You know that's bad for you.
Elvis is living his life like it's true Elvis.
You've been giving him all these peanut butter and banana sandwiches with methamphetamine in them.
So, what I want to do is basically kind of do the same thing that I was doing before, but with a slight addition. How sturdy is that hammock again?
Oh, your little artifact thing?
Yeah.
I mean, enough to hold a person for sure.
Hold a person, for sure. All right, cool. So,
Do we still have our rope?
Yeah.
wait, do we have that?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Did I have that?
We both had rope.
Go ahead.
You
Go
did
ahead,
have
rope.
rope.
Very good rope, actually.
We did all kinds
Oh
of
my
fun
God.
things with
Okay,
the rope.
so as I'm
remember?
coming
Strange
up, I wanna
ringweb
be-
silk.
What did we call it? There was a name we called it or something.
Oh yeah, our move.
Your combo move?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it called?
I don't know. We'll pretend that we know
We'll
it.
just
and
make
then
it up,
we-
make up a new one, and
Yeah.
we'll know it.
We'll do it.
We'll know it was that. It was called that.
We're just gonna-
Seeker's bullet combo move.
Yeah.
Roll a combo.
TM.
Chad will let us know.
Yeah.
Chet's not here.
So I want to
It
use
will
that.
be.
I want to use that message again and tell Nico that. And basically, I want to kind of lean down on Elvis as I'm getting closer and closer. And hopefully, you have that rope out. I grab the other side of the rope and hit this giant beast into the thing, while hopefully Elvis jumps over the
The
trap
gap.
that's
Okay.
about to explode as well when he gets
Okay.
down in there.
All right. So there'll be 2 checks. Your first check is to hit.
Is that good for you? If you
Yeah,
wanna do
yeah,
something
no,
else.
no, I'm loving it.
Okay.
Where's the thing?
So before spending any effort or any of that sort of stuff, you need a 9 or better to hit this this person. All right.
I feel like we're so extra with
Yeah.
trying to murder people.
Hey, this
What is
is
the most
action.
extra thing
Action
I can
time.
do?
There are 3 of us fighting an army, like a horde.
You got to be
Yeah,
we
extra.
that's
have to be
epic.
extra.
This is what we want: is we want to instill fear, so that next time they're like, "Whoa, hold on!"
Yeah, don't mess with
like
those.
5 of them beat an entire horde of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is very much Seven Samurai, Magnificent
We
Seven.
are Sparta!
Also, as we're doing this, if you'll permit me to do this,
Uh-huh.
I'd love to send another message to Naxos and be like, "Hey, buddy, where are the troops?"
All right. Well, we'll get to that.
All right.
Exos is like, ask your GM.
Ask your GM.
No, I'm giving him.
Ask your GM if human error is right
really
for
love
you.
your ginormous size to help us.
All right.
a
So
single arrow.
so this is normally a 9.
You're like,
This
"What's
is for you to
up?"
hit. It's normally a 9 if you don't spend any effort.
What effort would I need to spend?
You could spend 3 points to reduce.
From might, speed, intellect.
It's from might.
Might. Let's lock it in.
Test your might.
Test your might.
All right. Yeah, let's spend it. I have one edge in my. If that helps out.
Yeah, that's why I said 3 instead. That's why it's 3 instead of 4.
You know what you're doing.
I'm doing the math for you, bud.
All right.
He's also practiced with all weapons and has combat prowess.
Combat prowess will reduce it more by 1. So yeah, you need a 3 or better now.
All right.
What is push on through? That looks
I
awesome.
just push on through.
Rapid recovery and push on through.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
push on through. No
F
matter.
it.
No matter.
Push on through.
To the other side.
Not roll on through. That's too far
All right.
away.
But it is a 13. I can read it from here, so you're good. So you jump and you drive this.
Seeker's Roller Super Combo move.
All right, so you feel the line go taut.
Yeah.
We'll resolve your leap
But Dave,
over the
can
chasm.
you throw that dice back here, please?
If you would be so kind.
Because
sir.
D'Artagnan loves to roll all the way across the table like it's craps.
Crap.
What I'm hoping is that if I
I'm like
do that,
Snake
it
Eyes.
won't land on a 1.
That's true.
You're giving it that good energy.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's have you.
Goats be a mugger tonight.
So do you want to spend an XP to have this go off without rolling, or do you want to roll for it?
Wait, your last GM intrusion, you got an extra XP, and I don't know if you gave out your other one or not, because he gave you an intrusion.
Oh, that's
I
right.
did.
You did. Let's mark that.
did.
Okay, so I get more XP.
You gain one, you
Boom.
get one.
Who are you gonna give? Who are you gonna
And-
give the other one to from that?
You haven't gotten one yet.
I has not.
All right. Somehow, mystically, across.
I'm like,
Oh,
Space
you just
and
feel
time.
like my friends are all fighting the good fight.
I feel Nico.
Yeah.
I know. The universe shat on you, but we both learned something for some reason.
This is how people grow through adversity.
That is
I'm
true.
gonna roll.
All right. Go for
Let
it.
fate decide.
8.
All right. That's what you. Yeah, because you're trained. Yeah, so that's what you needed. You needed a 6 or better. So you're good.
Okay.
I'm
trained in climbing.
Yeah. Well, you're
Climb your way to victory.
all right. So yeah, basically you are going to you leap up and you do this Seeker's Bola combination, and then you grab the you leap across the pit, and then you pull on this rope, and this guy goes tumbling down into the chasm. Which is not very deep, but it's filled with spikes and other sort of stuff, and you see him impaled. He lets out a groan. And then various other Marger who are approaching to reinforce him see him go down, and there they think better of it, and they decide to give you all a wide berth.
Well,
Did we take down a foe?
You
Does
just
that
took
count
down
as
a
taking
foe.
down
there is a pressure
Like-
plate in there that
Don't-
really
don't
make
push
sure
your
he
luck,
doesn't
don't
get
push your
back.
luck.
Okay, so that goes off,
It's holding
and there's an
normal
explosion.
detonation.
And you need to make your check with Elvis to see
Yeah.
if you cleared this gap.
Oh, Elvis.
While there's an explosion.
What's the? I know if this happens, if this does happen, I would really love it. Perhaps
Uh-huh.
if I were to come tumbling out of the flame with Elvis.
Okay. That's what'll happen if you don't fuck this up. So,
Please don't fuck it up.
you need a 9 or better before you spend effort.
How much effort would I need to spend?
Well, you could reduce it down to 6 or better by spending. Do you have edge and speed?
I do.
Okay, so for 3 points from your speed pool, you could bring it down to needing a 6 or better.
We're gonna lock it in and say let's put that effort.
Well, I
in.
mean, you could even do one more if you want. Spend another 2 points.
Another 2 points?
and it would bring it down to you only needing a 3 or better.
From the speed.
From your speed pool. So
Color
your
me
2 characters can
intrigued.
spend 2 levels of effort. So
I'm super
it's
down.
good stuff.
Let's do that.
All right, so you just need 3 or better.
All right. 3 better.
20.
Hey.
Okay.
Slow motion explosion.
Please
Yeah.
describe how dramatic this is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Elvis tripping ball.
Elvis's eyes out.
Yeah.
Off these wild berries. All right, sorry.
Okay.
I got
So
too
yeah,
excited.
you and Elvis just explode out of this cloud of smoke.
Yes.
With your weapon trailing behind
Yes.
you, and you can see that Elvis lands perfectly with incredible grace. In the space of the time you've spent with Elvis was been about half an hour. You and Elvis are
I love you so
a
much.
union of beast and man that is incredible to behold. There are some reinforcements and stuff that are arriving that
You got my message.
Yeah. But so you arrive on the scene and see this happen. You have come with, unless you had some other plan. You were going to rally some fighters and go.
I was gonna do other stuff.
But I was gonna say though, I've got successive attack because I just took that guy down.
That's true.
I mean, story-wise, if you want to say Nico goes back to laying the murder on
Doing more
anybody
murder.
close. Okay.
So
Murder.
which side of the gap am I on? Am I on Horde side or other side?
You're on the Horde side.
And which side of the gap
Horde.
is he on?
The village side.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand there with my gun, and I'm gonna say, "This village is under our protection."
Excellent.
And then
Okay.
just shoot a 30-foot blanket of flame on them.
Okay.
And then get back.
All right. So yeah, you're arriving with the conscripts that you've managed to rally, and you've got them in a line, and you've managed to drill basic, discipline into them.
Basic drill.
Are the goat people still attacking, or do they seem like their line's broken?
It seems like their line is breaking, and that the spectacular stuff that these two have accomplished on the battlefield seems to be really turning the tide.
And the big man seems to be dead.
That you can see, it looks like he was
exploded.
He was exploded.
And I don't see anyone else who were in charge.
No.
I mean, no other obvious ones.
I mean, besides
No.
us.
Right. I just turn and I look at them and I'm like, look at what my friends have accomplished. Do not let them fight harder for your own homes than you will.
Yes.
Drive forward. Drive them out.
Yes! Naxos! Naxos! Naxos!
Charge!
All
We're
right.
never gonna be loud.
I'm like, it's that.
So make me another an intellect task to see how your battlefield commanding goes on. All right, you're good.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect that.
That's
I
fine.
had that.
Interference, reroll, get a 20.
No, but it worked though. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It might not work.
All right. So under your able leadership, your magnetic presence, they act in a way with a level of coordination they didn't even know that they had, and they are able to rout the remaining Margir. It takes about an hour of bloody fighting and little skirmishes here and there. There are a few few Margir get dug into some of the various little ruins and stuff, but they're on the defensive. And then eventually, you do notice that some of the villagers allow the Margir to flee. Like if they get them cornered, they don't try to necessarily fight them. They just try to get them away. Is that cool with you?
They
Or
gotta go tell the story what happened to the others. Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's a call you're making basically is
Yes.
to tell them it's better to play defensively than to just to be brutal. Okay, excellent. We learned something today.
You okay?
All right.
You okay?
Yeah, you okay?
So
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You did so
That was
good.
so
Yeah,
good.
good
You did
job,
such
guys.
a good job. That was so cool.
You solved my Margir
Did you
puzzle.
see the fire?
I know.
Oh my god.
You did
and
that.
then the jumping bit where you jumped over the oh my god, it was so
And you
neat.
scared all of them with your giant flame of
I know,
walls.
right? It was like, oh
Okay.
my god.
So as the battle
Naxos.
winds down, you
Oh, and Naxos, you did a good job too.
so you head back
took
back
over.
to the square. The shard is beginning to it's still droning, but it's getting more quiet now.
It's still doing it.
It's still doing it. You do still see the pylons from the shield up on the ridge glowing with a dim light. Dora says, oh yeah, Fallon, came back and they said that everything should be good for the night. But from reports from some of the other people coming back, they're saying that you did an incredible job, that you routed them.
Yes, Naxos did a really great job. He is general extraordinaire.
Well,
There's no I in team.
yeah, I guess
Okay.
it's okay.
But hey, every team we have to play our positions, right?
It's true, and you killed it.
It's you killed
Yeah,
it.
we
That's
technically killed it,
so,
but-
yes,
So-
but bringing people to kill also. But where's Gerner?
You see Gerner is there. Both Gerner and Dora are there. There are some injured who have been brought to Stavens who are being treated.
The ancients. Do you have a word for them or any names for your gods? Like, what do you call them? Like, it's fine if you
I
tell
think
me what-
Naxos.
Yeah.
They're just us.
He tells you a name.
Okay. I start chanting that name at the trilling shard and see if it reacts.
Okay. You chant it, and it seems like the shard kind of harmonizes with it. You realize as you're, yeah, yeah. You realize as you're doing this that the word seems familiar to you. Though it's something that you've studied as part of your.
What is it? What's the
Is your God? I gotta think of something real cool for it now.
I mean, you don't, but you know. We could come back to the cool name.
It's rebirth is the
Rebirth.
an ancient word that supposedly means rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yeah, the chat can come up with what it is, what it actually is. A cool word for rebirth.
Yeah. It's the.
So you can see that a lot of the people are kind of confused at this point about like who is the leadership in the town. Is it Dora? Is it Gerner? And you can see that they're with you and they're kind of talking and they're like, well, I think that we've given a lot to help this place, but we would appreciate it if you would help us decide who our leaders will be, and maybe if that's you. I mean,
I have some.
If we want
capability at
some
statecraft,
sort of committee or something, that we're happy to be part of it.
I vote
The first-
Naxos as well.
the first thing we need to do is get our friends and family here safely, because we can help better defend against the Margir, and then when they're here, everybody can get their bearings, and we'll just figure out what to do next. 'Cause your father might have some insight.
I
Baron
think
is
the first thing
very
we need to
smart.
do is decide who's in charge.
Naxos, if you're in charge, we can help facilitate that.
Okay, I'll be in
Your
charge
way.
while we bring everybody here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, put
He's
the
like,
17-year-old
"All right,
in
okay."
charge.
He said, well, it's worked so far.
So
They
Yes.
have,
So I guess your first duty as leader of Elamir is to there are some Aeon priests approaching, and they said they wanted to speak with the leader.
wait, how long has this passed?
This is that night.
I'm like there's smoking dead goat bodies in the field still, and they
We're
wanna
gonna leave
talk
it. We're gonna
now.
leave it there. This is where we're ending for tonight with them saying that the new leaders of Elamir are now going to meet with the Aeon priests.
One
who have arrived.
my first
We could be like a triad of leadership.
One of my first requests of the people is going to be if it's possible to cure that goat meat, because we'll have all the jerky we need this winter.
Gross, man.
It's probably very
It's
gross.
borderline cannibalism. I mean,
I mean,
They're
there's
goat
very
humanoids.
no connection to us whatsoever. Pig's DNA is almost exactly ours, and we get by just fine. Yeah,
Naxos does have a point.
Okay. So what's going to happen is
taste that victory.
there's going to be a time skip between this and our next session, and I will explain. You will be making some choices at the beginning of that, which will determine what happened. I'm not going to tell you how long of a skip it is, but be ready to think about some things that you might have done, or ways that you would have helped this community grow to its next stage.
Like the record to show, I still have one psychic pill left.
Okay.
Do my charges on my psychic pill just?
You just start like telling people things.
Yeah, they're gone. Like
Wait.
you, whatever
Question.
if you have any left, you still got them.
Question.
got you.
There's no limitation on range.
No, it's unlimited.
You can talk to the Guardian.
I was going to say the same
Or
thing.
to your dad, or to Baird.
Yeah, I guess we can talk to our dads.
Yep.
All right, but we'll leave that.
Yep.
We'll leave that for our next game, which I'm assuming is gonna be a week from now.
Yeah, that should
Right?
be a week from now. And we will summon our QueueTimes overlords before we start saying our goodbyes this time, so we can be
Yeah.
more more effective. Yes, a week from now.
Week from now.
Another
Yeah.
week. We again, spoiler alert, did pre-tape this because the way Comic-Con worked, Gen Con, all that. So
All
there,
the cons.
there-
Or did
there,
we?
there might be a week in there where we missed one completely. I think it should work out. It should work out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Should work out.
We will see. We're gonna. We'll. I mean, I had originally imagined this as being about 6 sessions.
Okay.
We've done 2
In succession.
in succession. Yeah. So I'm thinking. I mean, ideally, I'd like to have 2 sessions time skip, 2 sessions time skip. You know?
Got it.
So we may be covering, and those time skips could be anything from something quite short to something a little more significant.
We can't reincarnate again because we've perfected these, so we need to live and stuff.
Sure, I think the seer Prolethea has quite a lot to live up to me.
That's right.
That's right.
Did he see that coming?
So there will be some difficult questions next time about whatever your intended destiny was, what you thought you were supposed to do. I mean, you still are trying to help relocate your people to somewhere safe, but this community you might need to build up this community a lot more first in order to get it to a point where it's safe for them. You know, so
Just a question. Is Elvis with me on this time jump?
Elvis is gonna get buried in the tomb with you. Like you found your object.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give you too much detail about how long the gap is or that stuff yet, but I'm feeling like the outlook good.
If not,
because Elvis has become one of the popular
we,
NPCs of this.
Before we leave this time, though, I just want to establish that we sent a message to our dads.
Okay.
To let Guardian. them. You got like 4 left.
I had 3 left.
All right. So that is it for us tonight. We're ready to wrap up.
Yeah,
we love you very much. Thank you for watching.
Yes, we're waiting to summon our QueueTimes overlords because they're doing a number of things all at once. So this is like, you know how when you're at a party and you want to call an Uber, but you don't know if the Uber's going to come in 1 minute or 20, so you kind of start saying your goodbyes because you might have to beat feed, but then maybe you shouldn't, you know?
Or you say goodbye to all your friends and then you find out one of them is actually going the same direction you are, so you get to kind of walk awkwardly together for
Actually, I love that. That happens, to be honest.
Awkward. Yeah, when you're like, I just want you to know I'll always love you and I'm leaving, and you're like, now we're going to the same pickup, and it's like, ooh, now it's weird. Yeah. I guess I'm going to do this the low-tech way, and I'm going to go physically summon one of our QueueTimes overlords. But I guess while I do, you guys say who you are and where you can be found, because we didn't do that.
That was B. Dave Walters.
Bye, B. Dave.
I am Alquin, Different Elves on Twitch and Twitter. Come check out my own Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/different_elves, where you can see very soon the conclusion of our Curse of Strahd campaign. They've maybe got an episode or 2 left. They are fighting Strahd in his castle, and it is very scary. And then we've got...
Hi, I'm D'Artagnan Italiano, and I'm a guy who does things. So what's up?
I'm a dinosaur, apparently. I'm a snake. I'm a snaky snake.
It's all up to you now.
I'm Ash Minnick.
All right, and big
I'm
thanks
a woman who does things.
Oh,
it's true.
Man.
You identify as Ash.
It's true.
All right. And thank you to QueueTimes, and we'll see you next week.